And everyone, good to have you with us. The night is beautiful and as picturesque as Frank just described. And I do expect a darn good football game tonight. The Buccaneers record at 0-3, utterly misleading. They outplayed the Vikings all over the place, did the same with the Cowboys, lost both. The only game they really should have lost was in a monsoon right here in Tampa to the Washington Redskins. For more details on the people, here is the Giffer.
Thank you, Howard. And while Tampa is not out of the running for the playoffs, if they lose tonight, they very well could be. However, Howard pointed out one thing. There's two games they definitely should have won. They overwhelmed the Dallas Cowboys last Sunday. Nevertheless, they lost. But they picked a tough team to get started with, the Miami Dolphins. They don't make mistakes. They're well coached by Don Shula. Good, solid defensive play, and they have the luxury of two fine quarterbacks. You saw David Woodley. Well, they have the best backup quarterback, perhaps in all of football. Don Strock, and Shula does not hesitate to go to Strock, as he did in the second half of the win over Buffalo last week. So it's a matchup between the state rivals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. And for Tampa Bay, if they're going to win tonight, they need a big showing from a young man who has not performed all that well on national television. I'm talking about their quarterback, Doug Williams. Earlier, Don Meredith was on the sidelines and had a visit with Doug.
Doug, been in the league for 5 years, quarterback in the league for 5 years. Your team this year has lost 3 games, and they've really been close, and a lot of people said it could have gone any way. And as you know, you only win when you win. That quarterback's a great place to be. When you lose, they seem to look at you and say, hey, Doug, what happened? I was wondering if maybe one of the things that might happen is the fact that would you feel more comfortable if you were calling your own plays?
I think at a certain time, Don, I'm in a position where I feel like I know what's going to work in certain situations. The play come in from the sideline, you're a little disappointed that it might not be the play that you had in mind. Mm-hmm. And if you change the play and it don't work, you got to come to the sideline and answer why I changed it. What I had, he can argue at the time that the play he called might have worked.
Well, it's always those ifs and buts sort of thing we're talking about. Doug, here, you guys really do have a good football team. This is the last year in your contract. Would you consider leaving Tampa?
Well, Don, with the strike lasting 8 weeks, I think what happened was the fact that they made it out of an economic strike. Yeah. And I got to look at it from the economic standpoint of, if a good offer came along to another league, I think I'd be crazy not to consider.
And the economics are better if you win tonight, right?
Oh, that'd be great.
Good luck to you.
Okay, Don.
That was earlier, and they were talking economics. Now they're talking football, and the Miami Dolphins will receive to your left, set to kick off. Bill Capice, and deep for the Dolphins, number 41, Fulton Walker, a speedster. Last year, he returned one against Buffalo, 90 yards for a touchdown. He can make it. Walker from the 5-yard line. Runs into his own man at the 20. A flag is down. And now it's picked up. There is no flag as Walker gets out over the 20-yard line to just about the 23-yard line, where it'll be first down at 10. And now there is a discussion. Flag went down and then was picked off. And as you can see, offsides indicated against Tampa Bay. We would suspect that Miami would like to run it back again. Discussion on the field at the moment. That's David Woodley moving to the bench, so we anticipate
number 30
another kick.
Kicking team, re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
That means they'll be kicking from the 30-yard line. Fulton Walker should have a better opportunity. Quickly again, Tampa Bay 0-3 on the season. They lost to Miami. They lost to Washington. They lost to Dallas 14-9, although they beat them totally in statistical information. They 5 times they were inside the 10-yard line against the Dallas Cowboys was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but all they got out of it were 3 field goals. That doesn't win football games.
Not unless you kick a whole bunch out. You have a whole bunch of those things in there. You can do it. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I can figure that out. Bill Capice is the guy that's taking a little bit of heat down here in Tampa area, not only by the fans and the press, but by the coaching staff, because they're saying if Capice had not missed a 24-yard field goal attempt in Dallas, it would put them in a totally different situation where they would have had to try to go for that touchdown in the closing minutes of that game.
We are set to go once again. There's a look at Fulton Walker. Lots of speed. 6th round pick a year ago out of West Virginia, and Capice gets it in the air once again. He doesn't kick it long, hangs it high, however, and it'll be Walker from the 10-yard line. Good defensive play, and Miami picks up a yard on the penalty as they'll mark it out of the 24-yard line. David Woodley comes on. His numbers for 3 games, as you can see. Passing at a little over 57% last week in the first half. However, in a 9-7 win over Buffalo. He was 6 of 16 for 79 yards. Don Shula made the change to Don Strock, who wasn't all that much better in the second half, but the Dolphins defeated Buffalo, and they are, along with Washington, the only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. Set to go now. The setbacks, Andre Franklin, number 37. Fine, second-year man out of Nebraska, and Tony Nathan. This will be Franklin. Pulling ahead is Franklin. Up over the 25 to about the 23, a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Let's take a look at that defense. Keep your eye on Leroy Selman. He's playing as he did as a freshman, a rookie first-round draft pick. Hugh Green, great name from the collegiate ranks, out of 1 linebacker. Good secondary, Howard. They just don't make mistakes.
Nobody makes mistakes until they make them.
Now that's profound. That's all profound. Let's develop that as the night goes along.
I think we'll watch and see them.
All right.
Second down and 7. Whitley back. Fires it complete. Out of the backfield is Tony Nathan. He gets up short of a first down to about the 32 or 33-yard line. Tony Nathan, fine receiver, can do a lot of things.
Appears to be hurt.
And he is shaken up on the play.
No, Don, this team has a jarring defense. The statistics are utterly misleading in the sense that when I say statistics, I mean the 0-3 record. This is a good football team. And if they win tonight under the new system and the shortened season, they have a chance to get back in there. They made the playoffs a year ago.
Nathan, as you can see, I believe, just sort of twisted his leg under the weight of that tackle, and he did get the yardage for the first down. We'll check on Nathan's condition as Tommy Vigorito, a second-year man out of Virginia, steps in to Nathan's shoes, along with Andre Franklin. Tommy Vigorito, a lot like Tony Nathan. Good receiver out of the backfield, perhaps not the talented runner that Tony Nathan is. The first down is at the 34-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. Out of the I formation, Vigorito, the tailback. Play action by Woodley. Has a man open right across the middle, and in and out of the hands of Duriel Harris. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Woodley knows that you don't really get that opportunity that often during the course of the night. He had plenty of time to throw, and Harris had made a good cut. It was wide open across the middle, and Woodley just overthrew that.
Duriel Harris turned into a superb receiver for Miami. Not great speed, but enough speed to get deep. Very acrobatic, much in the mold of the Lynn Swan type receiver. You put it in his area, he'll come down with it. Second down and 10. Vigorito, and Vigorito out of the 35. Good defensive surge in there. Dave Logan, Leroy Selman closing down. Dave Logan, the nose tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing fine football, leading the team, tied with Dave Stalls in sacks, 3.5.
I don't know whether this is a verification of Logan's statement. He says some people are born virtuosos to play pianos and guitars. He says I was born to play nose tackle. That's too bad.
Third down and 9. Teams both adjusting. 4-man down front for the Buccaneers. Third wide receiver. And Whitley fires over the middle. It is taken by Vigorito, far short of the first down as he gets to the 41-yard line. Cedric Brown up there, killing the Dolphins' chance for a first down. And out comes the punting unit. Tom Morris will be punting for Miami. John Holt has dropped for Tampa Bay. There's John Holt, 4th-round draft pick a year ago out of West Texas State. He too a speedster. In his second year from Ohio State. Oros did not have any pressure, had a lot of time. Not a good kick, however. Does take a bit of a Miami bounce and continues to roll until it's down close to the 17-yard line. So Oros picks up good yardage off not one of your finest kicks you're going to see. And Tampa Bay has their first possession. They'll begin near their 17-yard line.
Now, from Buick and your participating Buick dealer, a remarkable opportunity. Right now, you can...
And if there will be additional no-shows tonight, you couldn't tell it from the crowd. It's sold out. 72,000 it seats. And they look like they've all turned out. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. Doug Williams looks it over. The ball at the 16-yard line of Tampa Bay. Owens, the tailback, gets about a yard, and that is it. As Owens is taken. Sitting there first was Ernie Roan. It'll be 2nd down at just about 8. Offensively, Doug Williams, of course, the big quarterback with the strong arm, learning the feel, learning the touch. The tailback, James Owens, James Wilder, Jerry Eckwood, the fine running back from a year ago, you might recall, out for the season with a back injury. There is the offensive unit. Change at center. Steve Wilson with a bad ankle could not go, so Jim Leonard will be taking on Bob Baumauer, the nose tackle for Miami tonight. 2nd down and 8. Harbour is in motion. Williams, slow drop. To Wilder. Leading rusher and leading receiver. He's upended, and it was Don McNeil making the stop after a gain of about a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Defensively, let's take a look at the Dolphins. They changed considerably. They are down to 4 defensive linemen, however. They've lost Doug Betters with a broken thumb from last week's game against Buffalo. Fine linebacking, and A.J. Dewey, after a couple of years, has really adjusted to that linebacking position. He'll drop in the coverage, and he'll come on the blitz. And of course, you recall he came up, A.J. Dewey, as a defensive lineman. 3rd down and 7. Wilder is the single setback. Williams has plenty of time. Gets the ball off, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Wilder, and Tampa Bay will be forced to punt.
One of those passes that you want to know that maybe if he'd gone for 2 hands, could he have caught it? At the same time, if the quarterback had thrown it maybe a half step, a little bit more behind him, and then right on money, he picked up a 1st down. I think it's going to be interesting to watch the Blackwood brothers, Glenn and Lyle, who free safety and strong safety for the Miami Dolphins tonight. They don't have great speed. They're great hitters. You might see Williams go into that area.
Larry Swider will punt. Tommy Vigorito, a dangerous return man, is stationed at his own 36-yard line. Swider hangs it up, drives Vigorito back inside his own 30 near the 25. Trying to get behind the picket line, and Vigorito does not do so. Good punt. Vigorito cannot return. He gets to the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Miami.
Excellent coverage by Tampa Bay. Vigorito, renowned now as a special duty man. Excellent kick runner, but he had no place to go then. We'll be back in a moment.
Live and work around the water.
Tampa Bay and Miami, who had a great opportunity for good field position, settles for the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Ronnie Lee, the tight end for the Miami Dolphins, we understand, is being taken into the locker room for x-rays on a bruised hip. And back in the ball game is Tony Nathan, number 22. David Whitley looks it over. Cephalo in motion. Franklin barrels his way up to the 38-yard line, 37. Short of the 1st down by about a yard. Neil Colsey upending Franklin.
As we look at Franklin again, Don, his development's been very interesting. He came here unheralded. David Overstreet, a higher draft choice, went to Canada, and he has grown into not just a respectable ball player, but now the man who gets the tough yardage.
They haven't really had a back like that since Zonka, and at Nebraska, you're right, he was basically inside those tackles, and that's where they keep him right now, but a very strong runner.
2nd down, less than a yard for the 1st down. Vigorito finds another opening on the right side. He's up close to midfield, upended by Cedric Brown, picking up the Dolphin 1st down, and the Dolphin offensive line working well against Tampa Bay. Loxo over the right side along with Ed Newman opening the hole for Vigorito.
You just spotted 34, Cedric Brown. That was his 2nd tackle of this still young game. Came along remarkably, called the most underrated and underpublicized and undervalued Buck. Had 7 interceptions in the final 6 games for the Bucs last year. Really fine play.
1st and 10, Cephalo in motion for Miami. Franklin tripped up and sprawls forward for a gain of 2, give him 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And a change to defensively for Tampa Bay. Dave Stalls, who we were told before the game had a very sore back, has left the game. Booker Reese, a rookie out of Bethune-Cookman, is in there, number 66.
Second round draft choice, huge potential. There's Tony Nathan, injured earlier, working on the hip, ice.
They received a little criticism for trading away a draft choice to get Booker Reese down here. McKay standing by that decision. He thinks Booker's number one draft choice.
Second down and 7. Woodley looks for his back out of the backfield, and down he goes. And Dave Logan gets his 4th sack of the young season. David Woodley looking for Vigorito out of the backfield, and Logan rained all over him.
What a player he's become. A 12th round draft choice from the University of Pittsburgh. Totally unheralded. He has become possibly one of their 3 most solid ball players on that club.
Nice to have a guy like that sits in there alongside Selman, who's been the leading sack producer for this Buccaneer defense since he has been here. But, you know, they used to have a lot of USC players now switched over to Pittsburgh. And Logan is just a good example of what they've done. The Pitt Panthers are helping the Bucs go.
Third down, 15, 44-yard line from the shotgun. Woodley waits for the receiver, fires it complete. And, of course, Vigorito was there, but
Hugh Green was
taken there quickly by Hugh Green, far short of the first down. As a matter of fact, taken at the line of scrimmage, it'll be a punting situation for the Dolphins.
Hugh Green is simply a remarkable athlete. He is everywhere, and he hits everywhere, and he has unassisted tackle after unassisted tackle. In New York, the big publicity goes to Lawrence Taylor, who deserves it. But Hugh Green, who came up at the same time, is of the same quality, believe me.
Morris on to punt for Miami. John Holt, you had a glimpse of a moment ago, number 21 back there with T-Bell, former Pittsburgh Steeler. Joined the Bucs a year ago. T-Bell calls for the fair catch and executes at the 19-yard line, where Tampa Bay will have their second possession of the night. Doug Williams, fully aware of what is on the line, perhaps a season, this abbreviated season of 9 games, and they have already lost their first 3. We'll be back.
NFL Classics, presented by Advanced Formula Stress Tabs. The 1972 football season belongs forever to the Miami Dolphins. They were an electric mix of fantasy football come true, of sweeps and leaps, zones, groans, courage and pain, rookies, vets, names, no names, rushes, passes, catches, coaches, playoffs, payoffs, perfect. Champions, the Dolphins in 72.
Twice the Bucs have won the Central Division of the NFC, and of course a remarkable record at USC. 5 Rose Bowls, 9 Pac-8 titles, all compiled over a 16-year period. Man of humor also. First and 10, the ball just inside the 20-yard line for the Bucs, resting at the 19. Williams quickly fires out incomplete.
Had to have a hitch and a get along for that one. He says, that one's mine. Come on back. Let's do it again, guys.
Something we talked about in the opening. Tampa Bay very effective in all their games, but look at those turnovers.
That's the point. That can be a misleading statistic, total yardage gained, and yet the league uses it officially as a measurement of effective offense. It's like time of possession. It's not what you do. It's not how long you have the football. It's what you do with it. Same thing is true in terms of yardage.
Second down and 10. Giles in motion, and the handoff is Owens, and the tailback tries to cut back inside, and he finds a little opening and gets out close to a first down before Bill Barnett was there defensively in pursuit. Just about a half a yard short of the first down is Owens.
Ran that beautifully, Don. Appeared to be stopped and somehow forced the yardage. Slipped away.
Barnett made a good tackle, but unfortunately he got him from the back, and his momentum and his body weight carried him forward another 3 yards. Barnett's the guy, as we mentioned, has not been a familiar name to us when we look at the Dolphins, but big, fine-looking young athlete. Great mobility.
Doing a lot of duty tonight. We mentioned earlier that Doug Betters will not play tonight. Broken thumb, has a couple of pins in it. Barnett will see a lot of action tonight. Third down, less than a yard.
Nobody there.
That had to be a missed pattern. by somebody. Giles, however, Johnny on the spot gets the first down out close to the 34-yard line. Bob Brzezinski was there defensively for Miami.
Either that or it was terrific defensive coverage on it. Short yardage situation, and it's just one of those deals where they either didn't make a real good play fake in the backfield. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, I based it down on the fact that three of them looked like they were having a card game out there, and I mean, they were all Bucs.
Yeah. And Giles, I believe, really was like the third receiver on that. He's the guy, if nobody else is open, let's throw it to Giles, let him pick up a first, and that's what they did.
In any event, the first down at the 32-yard line. Beautiful stadium on a beautiful night here in Florida. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Don Meredith. The Bucs and the Dolphins. The toss. Michael Morton, the rookie from the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, taken by Larry Gordon, one of the fine, under-heralded linebackers in football.
That's the point you have to emphasize about the Dolphins. They can play the 3-4 with such effectiveness because of the greatness of their linebackers, tailor-made for the 3-4. Brzezinski, Dewey, Roan, and Gordon. And there is Larry. Three of them superb on the blitz. Roan used more sparingly in that regard.
And Dewey and Brzezinski. They're fine. Fine set of linebackers. Wilder, the single setback for Tampa Bay. Second down and about 9. Williams fires a shot. It's complete. It's on Morton. And the rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, out of the 35 to the 37, a gain of about 3. It'll be third down at 5.
The interesting thing about Williams in his development has been his transition from insistently throwing the big bomb to now in the more disciplined kind of short route attack that you're seeing.
I think, you know, Howard, you hear people say how long it takes to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And a lot of people put that 5 years, as that's when you really become a quarterback. Well, Doug came in, he's been playing for 5 years, and he had to learn the hard way. Took a lot of licks along the way, too.
Third down, just about 5 yards for the first down. Williams, a lot of time, and man should be open, and Giles is there.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Giles, the tight end who really can play it like a flanker, gets the first down around the 31-yard line. And they may be bringing it back. There's a flag down at the 40-yard line.
I don't know.
Mike Kozlowski was the guy that they had in there on that kind of a prevent defense or a pass defense. Giles had him turned to the inside, got to the outside. The ball was laid in there perfectly, and I believe it is against Miami.
Crowd will tell you, and it is against Miami. Jimmy Giles
Number 40,
with his 12th reception.
And there you see the perfect combination. He turned to the long ball after the short stuff, and Jimmy Giles, a super tight end, just a super player, Pro Bowl.
Mike Kozlowski, the defensive foul for Miami. First down, Tampa Bay, 31-yard line. Rapidly moving first quarter, 3:16 remaining to go. Still no score. Gerald Carter, 87, one wide receiver now, along with Gordon Jones, number 84. Wilder, spinning and twisting, looking for an opening. He finds none. Bouncing off the defensive right side into the arms of Larry Gordon.
There he is, the great man. No other way to describe him. The years have established that, yes, he is one of the great coaches of all time in professional football.
You know, Howard, I think the most impressive stat, and then there are pages of them in the Miami yearbook, is the fact that now in his 20th year, he's only had one losing season. And it has not been all that easy. We watched James Owens on second down and 8 get inside the 25-yard line, short of the first down, down close to the 23-yard line.
Frank, did you see Wilder lead in the block? The young man from Missouri has really become an outstanding player, almost unnoticeably.
Well, at Missouri wasn't. He's the all-time career rushing leader there at Missouri. They brought him in down here. And, you know, you never know when you get a kid out of college. They say, well, he's not big enough or he doesn't have that 4.4 speed or whatever it is. He seems to be fitting in quite well here.
Third down and 2. Ball marked inside the 23-yard line. Kevin House, the speedster, in motion. Williams, third and 2, puts it in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Wilder. And Wilder has the first down at the 16-yard line. Wilder can do it all.
Frank, that that looks like such an easy pass. I really think that may be one of the most difficult passes to throw because of the angle. The quarterback drops back. You got Wilder out on kind of a flare pass. Maybe we take a look at it again, but it has to be thrown just right for it to really pick up in the yardage. The back can't break speed, can't break his stride. That ball was right on the money. Picked it up, picked her up a first down.
And now you see the importance of the graphic we showed you just seconds ago. Their problem, getting it into the end zone.
I had a word with Doug about that. I'll talk about it after this play. He has a theory why they don't score down there. Makes some sense.
Giles in motion. Owens tripped up. Gets inside the 15-yard line for a couple of yards. A.J. Dewey defensively there. Well, what's his theory? I'd like to hear it. If you got the theory, why can't he change it?
It's not necessarily a new one, but what he says is that their basic pass offense, this is, I'm talking about Doug Williams saying, their basic offense doesn't really allow itself for those quick-breaking patterns. He says, we need more room to run our pass patterns, and our running game is not strong enough to really push it in from 10 yards out. So he said, we've got to get some different routes down there. I said, well, good. Throw those quick little one-move routes to your wide receivers or throw to Giles. He says, all right, I'll try it tonight. So let's see what he does.
Gain of about 2, second down and 8.
He's not going to throw to anybody.
Wilder bowling his way to the 10-yard line. Short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
You know, I think another thing, you get a rap of not being able to score inside the 10-yard line, and unfortunately, players have tendency to believe what they read and what they hear. And now they've got this feeling that, hey, we can't score inside the 10. And you feel like you can't. You're not going to.
In that respect, they're much like fighters. I saw Sugar Ray Leonard first time around against Roberto Duran in Montreal, utterly influenced and not fighting his fight by what he read. There's the clock. And Cooney did the same thing against Holmes.
It happens.
3rd down, 4. Wilder is your single setback. Williams and it's batted away.
He had a guy open, too.
And it'll be 4th down, and Giles was there.
He certainly was.
That's got to be really frustrating for him, but, you know, who knows why those things happen. But at least they better let Capiz put this one between the uprights. Let's get 3. You don't want to go away empty-handed.
Remember, he's got 3 excellent guys to throw to. Giles, House, the fleet-footed one, and Gordon Jones.
I mentioned earlier the regular snapper, Steve Wilson, injured. George Yarno will snap for the attempt of Bill Capiz. An attempt of 27 yards. The holder is the punter, Swider. Snap's good. The ball's up to the uprights. And Tampa Bay settles for 3. They have the lead with 17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They lead the Dolphins 3-0. We'll be back in Tampa in a moment.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Maxi Cab. Ford Ranger and Toyota don't even have one. Taking charge with available seating for 4. Compared to Datsun's extended cab, Maxi Cab has up to 40% more load space. S10 Maxi Cab from America's truck sales leader. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Miniature electronic amplifiers for cable television are made by a company called TRW. They boost TV signals to bring you clear, sharp pictures. Without them, there would be no cable television. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
49ers and Rams in a special edition of NFL football Thursday night on ABC.
Bill Capiz successful on a 27-yard attempt. Tampa Bay over Miami 3-0. With 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. There's Fulton Walker. As I mentioned before, he can take it the distance. A lot of speed. Youngster out of West Virginia. Capiz not a long kicker, but he hangs it awfully high. Walker from the 1-yard line. And notice when you hang it up that high, you get your blocks, and then the men coming down on coverage can recover from those blocks. Blocks were way upfield on Fulton Walker, and he is taken right at the 15-yard line, where it'll be first down Miami. NCAA college football Saturday here on ABC. Arkansas against Texas. What a get-together that is. Oh, great Southwest Conference shootout. Blue Bonnet Bowl-bound Arkansas coming off their strong showing as SMU faces Texas. They're, of course, going to the Sun Bowl at a classic rivalry. Last year, the Hogs knocked off the #1 ranked Texas team and dashed their hopes for a national championship, so they'll get it on this Saturday here on ABC. Good coverage by Tampa Bay. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Young David Woodley looking it over. Cephalo in motion. Woodley put it on top. Tries to go to the screen to Vigorito.
Oh, what a good move by Vigorito. He had no place
brings it back inside and gets back just to the line of scrimmage, but he would have been thrown for a loss had he not brought that ball back. End of the first quarter. Tampa Bay. They have never beaten the Dolphins in regular season. They've met but once. They'll try tonight. They need it.
A special Christmas gift from Radio Shack. The TRS-80 color computer at $100 off.
Instant load.
Back in Tampa. The Miami Dolphins, first down 10. The ball inside their 16-yard line for their second down and 10. Tampa Bay with a fine defense. They're #1 in the NFL after 3 games against the pass, allowing only 97.7 yards. Second overall. But they have always been a strong defensive unit. Eddie Hill in there, set back now for Miami, number 31. Woodley. Good runner.
Is he ever?
David Woodley on his own gets a first down. Nifty scramble out over the 25, close to the 28. Finally picked up there by Leroy Selman, who had covered about 100 yards in pursuit.
That, of course, is the value to Woodley, his ability to scramble, to move the football. That's why Don likes to use it. Struck is a pocket pass.
I've been reading some of the newspaper reports that been here in Tampa the last few days. The Tampa players fear just this from Woodley. They say the guy, you think you have him in defense, that he does come out and run. Now, this one run will set up that particular thought for the rest of the night, which is good. You do it one time. You don't have to do it a lot. Just do it every now and then so they know you can.
2 fine running quarterbacks here tonight. Doug Williams will also take off. Miami has a first down. Ball at their 28-yard line. Woodley under pressure again, trying to go to Duriel Harris. Over his outstretched arms, covering with Cedric Brown, incomplete, and Woodley got popped after he released it. First quarter numbers coming your way.
Well, the rushing yards relatively even. The passing yards, the edge to Tampa Bay. Total yards to Tampa Bay. Time of possession, the difference inconsequential.
And
no turnovers.
The score, Tampa Bay, 3-zip.
Exactly.
I like it.
Second down and 10. Nat Moore checks in at wide receiver, number 89. Cephalo stays in, and Duriel Harris moves to the bench for a quick breather. Franklin with a big hole, gets a good block, breaks to the outside, and the big man lumbers down to the 43-yard line. Taken there by Norris Thomas, but he got a good block out in front of him. Eddie Hill, I believe, put the block on the outside man that sprung.
And the tight end, Bruce Hardy, Frank.
Good crackdown. You're right. There might have been Kuchenberg out there, too, as a matter of fact, with a little lead block. Not enough Dolphins around. And Andre's he's a big old boy, as they say. Moves a little faster than you might think.
Steady, strong, broke the Miami Dolphins rookie running mark a year ago, set by Jim Kick many years ago. Had over 700 yards, did Franklin. As a rookie a year ago, and a first down. They give it to Franklin once again. Another big opening over the right side, and Franklin this time inside the 45, close to the 43-yard line. Another Miami first down. He was a great football player in Nebraska. He was noted for his blocking. He blocked for L.I.M. Hip, Rick Byrne, Jarvis Redwine. He does all of that. And as you can see, much more for Miami. He's turned into a fine running back.
Well, that's the kind of offensive line work Miami is now showing that they used to have when Monty Clark was there and the Dolphins were in their halcyon unbeaten days.
Moving right up the middle is Eddie Hill, and another big opening as Eddie Hill sprawls to the 35. They'll mark it, however, to 37 for a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Hill, of course, out of Memphis State, acquired last year from the Rams. Rams had always thought he had tremendous potential, but he didn't prove out there, and finally, they let him go.
Now, the Rams are a benevolent team, too. They like to spread the talent around the league. They don't want to keep it all themselves.
Second down and 4. Inside handoff. Franklin using his 225 pounds, but coming up short of the first down by about 1.5 yards at the 35-yard line.
You mentioned the Rams, Don. Thursday night, Anaheim Stadium, the Rams against the Niners, the Super Bowl champions, now having to fight back after that astounding upset against Stabler and the Saints yesterday. The Rams coming off their first victory of the year against Kansas City. Should be a good one, Frank.
Always is. That's always been a great rivalry. 3rd and 2, and it's a tough 2 yards against a really sturdy Tampa Bay defensive unit. Franklin will try it, right side. Picks it up easily, gets another good block, breaks inside the 30, down around the 28-yard line. First down Miami, they're on the prowl.
Hugely effective blocking there, Don, by that offensive line.
They seem to me to kind of neutralize the defensive line and allow Franklin, if you notice, just kind of bounce out to the outside. You kind of wonder sometimes why backs continue to jump right in the middle of that line where all the people are. That time Franklin saw that they were kind of just neutralized, slid out the outside, picked it up.
I mentioned earlier Dave Stalls had to leave the game. He started. He had a sore back, we understand, before the game, and the rookie Booker Reese is in at defensive left end.
Right where they're going.
On Tampa Bay, and that's where they're running.
That's exactly. Booker, let's see how you can do, fella.
On 1st and 10, Woodley trying to go quickly to the tight end, Bruce Hardy, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's just rushing the pass. He was open. Hardy was open across the middle. It's obviously a pattern you've seen many times. Tight end just releases, comes back across the middle, and trying to work between the linebackers. Woodley rush that pass.
But Dave Stalls, you saw, check back into the lineup. That's number 65. Out comes Booker Reese.
But the play that set up this whole drive was the scramble by Woodley.
Yeah. Got him a good first down, didn't it?
2nd down and 10. 28-yard line. Franklin single setback for Miami. Woodley tries to hit the second man, and it was deflected by the defensive man covering Eddie Hill out of the backfield. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Woodley had Cepolo wide open on the sidelines. Andy Hawkins was out there covering Eddie Hill out of the backfield. He got a hand on it. 3-0, Tampa Bay. 27-yard field goal. Bill Capice, they have the lead. 10:15 remaining in the first half. Vigorito, 32. Eddie Hill. The setbacks out of the shotgun. Woodley gets the release, and it goes to the tight end, Joe Rose, the best receiver of the 3 tight ends that Miami deploys.
Could be a first.
It'll be close. Hugh Green dropped out defensively from his linebacker spot to pick up Joe Rose.
That's a good move by Rose there. Just kind of roll with that pressure by Hugh Green to the outside, come back into his pattern. Hugh had to hustle to catch up. And are they going to measure, guys, or is it?
I don't believe he hasn't.
I think it's a close shot.
Going to measure.
While they're measuring, let me say this, Don. Joe Thomas, an old familiar name, astute in the evaluation of talent, knows that the Dolphins do not have a single great linebacker, but the way Shula uses the 3 of them, as Frank just indicated, he gets the most out of them.
You mean tight end?
Rose, yeah.
Not linebacker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He says that the feeling is that no linebacker, not even a Hugh Green, can cover Rose. And so they use him as their primary pass receiver among the tight ends. Forgive me. Yes, of course, I meant tight ends.
Well, they do.
Yeah,
You're
they
right.
don't do too badly. They had 61 receptions between them. They didn't have any big numbers individually. Joe Rose and Lee both had 23, but they got 61 receptions out of their tight ends a year ago.
I've always I really do feel that that's really a very important position that a lot of teams overlook. If you can utilize that tight end position, it really limits a lot of the defensive coverages that teams can use against you.
4th down, less than a yard.
They came to play, didn't they? Whoa!
Whitney, he should have it.
I don't know.
Riding on the back.
You know, I think one of the things that maybe
The center, Stevenson.
the rest of the country may not be totally aware of, but not too many years ago, this whole area was really big Dolphin fans. And then they got their own team here, and they've tried to develop this state rivalry, and have done a pretty good job. This is kind of a Super Bowl atmosphere by these Tampa Bay Buccaneers
No
fans.
question. There's a great intensity here. As you look at John McKay, the Bucs have never beaten the Dolphins, though they've only played them once in the regular season. And the Dolphins have been reluctant to play the Bucs. Some of the scribes have said, as we look at the measurement, hold on.
And a key one it is.
Well, he's got it, Frank.
Got him his third.
The length of the football. First down, Miami.
So it
inside
worked
the
for sure.
18-yard line.
This is one of those things that, you know, again, I really believe is a judgment call. Woodley, good athlete, makes a dive over. They didn't have much to go, but it really boils down to where's the referee going to spot the ball?
Just to finish the story, Frank, some of the scribes have said that Culverhouse, who owns the Bucs, and Robbie owns the Dolphins, don't like one another because Culverhouse fought the dual ownership proposition in the league. Not true. Robbie says it's not true. He says the intensity was too much and caused too many injuries.
On first down, Whitley back.
I don't think that's true either.
Fires out, was complete to Cephalo, and good coverage by Norris Thomas, the former Miami Dolphin, traded here a couple of years ago, and a starter, as was Neil Colsey, who was starting for Tampa Bay.
That's kind of an interesting story in a way, Frank. You're talking about Norris Thomas. You see Cephalo come to him and said there's not a receiver he has in the pattern that's going to make any yardage off for him this time. Cephalo didn't go anywhere downfield. And Norris Thomas is a heck of a hitter.
He's a fierce tackle.
It really is. He may not be the best with finesse coverage, but when he and Colsey came over, they just didn't seem to fit into that Dolphin scheme of things, and they fit in very well here in Tampa.
Pick up the 2, second down and 8. Ball at the 16-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Franklin sprawling over his own man as the blitz was on.
They really tunneled Giesler on that play, and there was no place for Franklin to go.
Brantley came in from the inside linebacker position, took his man right back into Franklin.
It's such an old, but Brantley is the guy. The linebackers are the key, I think, to a 3-4 defense, really. You got to have the big guys, the 3 guys up front to neutralize that line, but they got to fill those holes by the linebackers. And Brantley's doing a good job. They're really quite pleased from another standpoint. So the younger guys they got coming in down there.
Third down, passing situation dictated. We have the shotgun. 15th play of the drive coming up.
And it took too long.
Too long. Clock ran out.
Jeff Davis is a young linebacker for the Buck defense. That's giving Cecil Johnson a real go for his position at the left inside linebacker. Cecil was moved over to that position when Hugh Green came into camp.
Cecil, who's had good days with the Bucs, is having trouble this year. He's fallen off. Jeff Davis, 5th-round draft choice from Clemson, has been a great joy.
Delay of game, number 16, offense.
Called against David Whitley. Late getting out of the huddle. They'll back him up 5. Jerry Seaman and his crew working the game tonight. So it'll be third down, 15. The ball at the 22-yard line of Tampa Bay. 7:45 remaining in the half. The Bucs on top, 3-0. Once again from the shotgun. 3-man rush. Complete. Vigorito. And Vigorito short of the first down, taken out of bounds somewhere around the 12-yard line. Mike Washington defensively there for Tampa Bay.
Yahoo-wah, as they say in Virginia. That's where Vigorito's from. Yahoo-wah.
We will see. Uwe von Schaman.
He's well again, Frank, and kicking very well.
Gained all that weight back he lost early in the season during training camp. He lost about 25 pounds with a bout with colitis. 5 of 6 on the season. His long, however, only 42 yards. Don Strock is the holder. Bob Kutchenberg will provide the snap. A 29-yard effort. Right through the heart, and we have a tie football game at 7:30 remaining in the half. The Bucs and the Dolphins tied at 3. And we'll be back at a jam-packed Tampa Stadium in just a moment. 38 off the clock to tie it up at 3. They, however, did have to settle for the three-pointer. The delay of game penalty perhaps playing a major role there. On a 3rd and 15, they came up about 3 yards short. Michael Morton and Johnny Ray are deep for Tampa Bay. Von Schaman to kick away. There's Michael Morton, who speedster out of Nevada. Von Schaman hammers one deep into the end zone. They'll leave that one. Touchback, and Tampa Bay will have the ball at their 20-yard line.
He's well again. Strength is back. Now, tonight.
Ube's got his leg back, hasn't he?
Yeah. Uwe Von Schaman banging it deep in the end zone. Tampa Bay will have a 1st and 10 at their 20 when we come back.
Panasonic introduces our smallest, lightest VHS video
By Tampa Bay back in 1976. They were 8 All-Pro.
They weren't stupid, were they?
No, they weren't.
Traded his brother this past year, Dewey, to San Diego along with David Lewis. Their defensive coordinator, Tom Bass, also went out to the Chargers. 1st and 10. Game tied at 3. 7:24 remaining in the half. This is Wilder. Outside and Wilder up around the 24-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Here is the defensive genius of the Miami Dolphins, Bill Arnsparger. And he is that, too.
Yeah, exactly that, Frank. Great coach.
Takes personnel and makes the personnel fit the spot.
Interestingly, the Dolphins worked out as a team during the strike more than any other single team in the league. And it shows in their play.
We're 2nd down and 6. Wilder and Owens, the 2 setbacks. Play action by Williams. And he fires an out pass that was hung on a line to Gordon Jones, incomplete. Gerald Small was there.
The little man who was one of the pioneers of Monday Night Football, Chet Forty, who began with Don and me in September 1970 as Billy Nelson and the Browns beat Joe Namath and the Jets, is unfortunately not with us tonight. He rarely, if ever, misses a game, but he had to tonight. He had to go home from Houston after the great debacle of Friday night, death in the family, the passing of Chet's uncle, Luke Carter. He'll be back with us, of course, Thursday.
Picture is provided tonight by a very talented young director, Craig Janoff. 3rd down and 6. Down goes Williams.
No place to go.
And the big man, Bob Baumhauer, we told you earlier to keep an eye on him because Steve Wilson, the regular Bucs center, out of the game tonight with a bad ankle. And Jim Leonard, filling in, has his hands full.
Baumhauer gets a good initial shot. Pushes his way off. There really was just nobody open downfield. Baumhauer made a good escape move. Came back, made the sack.
So Larry Swider sets up in the end zone. Good opportunity for field position for Miami. Vigorito standing at about his 44-yard line. Swider gets a good one this time. Diving Vigorito back to his 37. Good move by Vigorito. Tommy Vigorito, second-year man out of Virginia, gets it back into Buck territory near the 42-yard line.
What a kick runner. He can kill you. He killed the Jets. Take a look, Don.
Well, this is the way Vigorito's looking at it. But you'll see that the quick initial move by Morris is evaded. He comes back into the inside, makes a nice run, gets back into almost the 40-yard line. The Dolphins are set up to go.
Running back punch is an art, and this man has it down. We'll be back in a moment.
From the beginning, the Buick automobile has been luxurious, comfortable, prestigious, and almost without fail, a reflection of its time. Spirited, reserved, adventurous. In the 50s and 60s, right along with expectations, Buicks were big, In the 70s, with gas no longer cheap and sometimes hard to find, Buick was a pioneer in the development and use of a light, efficient power plant, the V6 engine, for lighter, more efficient cars. And so on into the 80s, an age of sophisticated electronics. New V6s, 4s, diesels, turbocharging, fuel injection, T-types, aerodynamics, new technology, and our old friends. Luxury, comfort, prestige, and confidence. We figure it's a lot easier to know where you're going when you're sure of where you've been.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Sunday. I'm back. Steve Martin is the jerk.
That's right.
5:56 remaining in the half, a rapidly moving game. We are tied at 3. Frank Eppert, Howard Cosell, along with Don Meredith, getting ready to start on a rather interesting 8 days. We'll be in Los Angeles for the 49ers and the Rams on Thursday, and a week from tonight we'll be in Detroit for the Jets and the Lions. First down and 10. The Dolphins, following a 22-yard punt return by Vigorito, are at the Bucs' 41-yard line. Play fake. Woodley has the man open. It's the tight end, Bruce Hardy, and down goes Bruce Hardy. Andy Hawkins there defensively to make the stop after a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Bruce Hardy is the tight end who can do pretty good at both blocking and receiving. Ronnie Lee may be the better blocker, and he was shaken up earlier in the game, and the other tight end, Joe Rose, considered the better of the receivers.
Have you noticed how often Tampa Bay goes to the 4-2 now, Frank?
They do move around. They didn't do that under Tom Bass, but now their defensive coordinator is a longtime associate of John McKay. That's Wayne Fonts. Fonts with McKay at USC for many years. 2nd and 5. Woodley takes the draw. He's in trouble, and down he goes. And he is buried. Andy Hawkins, I believe, there first, but he got a lot of help from his friends, Dave Logan and Hugh Green. Losses all the way back to about the 40-yard line.
This is one of those little play fakes in the middle of the line that's supposed to hold that linebacker, and nobody took the fake to Vigorito, and now Woodley's out there by himself, and he's getting, look at Hawkins coming in there. Great pursuit. The guys really picked up some yardage in it. Dave Logan, the nose tackle, 2 linebackers, Green.
Woodley's eyes as big as dollars.
Oh, man.
Yep. Coming into this game, Tampa Bay at 13 sacks, far ahead of last year.
3rd best in the league behind Houston's 18 after 3 games. Out of the shotgun. Woodley was picked off. Mike Washington comes down with the football at the 20-yard line.
That ball was not very well thrown. It was just high. It took off on him a little bit. Mike Washington, who is the team leader in receptions anyway, only one ahead of Cedric Brown. Let's take a look at it again. Not much pressure. Just zings it a little bit high.
I'll tell you, any one of 3 Bucs could have picked that one off. He really put that into a crowd, and Tampa Bay gets the turnover, and they get the ball back at their 21-yard line. We'll be back in Tampa right after this.
When a business grows, it often grows out of control. Simple procedures become gigantic problems. Things like billing, filing, and shipping become too big to handle the old way. Why not get one of IBM's low-cost small computers like DataMaster? It puts you back in control, and it can grow.
Here's to a great future.
As your business grows.
Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Blazer. Available with a revolutionary Instatrack 4-wheel drive system. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. S10 Blazer from America's truck sales leader. Top Chevy trucks are taking charge. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Last year, Arkansas ran hog wild over Texas, trampling their hopes for the national championship. Saturday, Texas wants revenge. A real Southwest shootout on ABC.
A numerical chart that'll show you the development of Doug Williams, #1 draft pick out of Grambling back in 1978. Started out the first year with a little over 37%, up to 50%. Unfortunately, Doug is not been that much on national television, and most people have seen him at his weakest. He's had some great games.
He's going in the right direction, isn't he?
On 1st and 10, and his fire is complete out over the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line, taken there by the speedster Kevin House. And House gets the first down.
There's your quick hitter.
Yeah, but I really think that's the kind of, Doug really does have an exceptionally strong arm, and that's a cliche that's thrown away, but House is the guy that's got the speed. He can go at House. That's no real, finesse in that route. It's just coming back down, making a quick move to the inside.
If you don't have a linebacker in front of that, there's no way one of the fine defenders like Don McNeil can cover it. House has great speed. He has to respect that.
McNeil's one of the better receivers around, and it really is true. Get the ball to him quick.
First down and 10. This is Wilder, and Wilder gets good yardage out of the 45 to the 46, short of the first down by about a yard as Larry Gordon.
That's such a plus to anybody's offense is when you can come back, throw to Kevin House on the outside. He's got that speed. Turn back around on a first down play. Hand it off basically right up the middle and pick up that kind of yardage. That's nice balance.
Having watched this Tampa Bay team against Dallas, it was easy to expect this kind of dogfight against Miami.
Well, they really did play well against Dallas. They just didn't win.
Second down and 1. 46-yard line of the Bucs. Owens gets the first down, and he also gets into Miami territory near the 48-yard line. Bob Grudzinski defensively there, along with Ernie Roan for Miami.
Grudzinski is a guy that we've known from the L.A. Rams and had contract difficulties and was kind of shipped off to Miami. No one really knew what he was going to do, and we've had the opportunity to see him really in the presence of when the strike situations come. But he's really fit in so well down
really
there, and they all admire him. And
Shula knew what he was going to do, Don. He gave a third and a second for him.
He did know something. Yeah.
The Rams could use it.
First and 10. Owens, another big opener over on that left side, and Owens inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line.
The one thing that obviously this kind of an offense does, it makes the linebackers more honest. They can't drop back deep.
Heading towards the 2-minute warning. Owens got 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4, and we will not get another playoff before we do get that 2-minute warning. Both pitches being notified as if they didn't know. We'll be back in a moment. Gathering there. We have 2 minutes remaining in the first half. We are tied at 3. Tampa Bay has the football. They have a first and 10. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins 3-0, along with Washington, the only undefeated teams remaining in the NFL in this abbreviated season of 9 games. And for Doug Williams, it will be a third down and 4. Jim, stay tuned at halftime and see the action from around the league as it took place yesterday. A lot of surprises. We'll bring you up to date on them.
Rained a lot yesterday, most everywhere.
Second down and 4, rather. I'll correct myself. I said third and 4.
Well, that's all right.
Giles in motion. And this is Owens. And now the Bucs are really ripping the Dolphins line. Owens has another first down at the 31. Stops the clock at 1:54.
You mentioned, Doug Williams. We've been looking at that big, strong arm. Just a quick flip out to the outside. Good lead block. Coming in on the inside
by Wilder.
Wilder had a good lead block. Owens followed it well. Moved to the outside. Picked up more than enough for a first down.
31-yard line. There's Owens. Teamed last year, as I mentioned before, with Jerry Eckwood, who's out for the season. A back injury. Doing it all on his own this season. Giles in motion. Owens once again following Wilder. Stays on his feet. Owens once again out of bounds inside the 25. Short of the first down, stopping the clock at 1:49.
A.J. Dewey almost had that exceptional play from the linebacker. He just barely missed it. That's that ifs and buts stuff, right?
Yeah, but Owens kept his balance beautifully and got 5 yards out of it.
6-yard pickup. Howard, to be exact, will be second and 4.
Okay.
Well, give or take a yard. Hey, it's okay. We're among friends. It's all right.
Huge crowd. There were 114,000 plus no-shows around the league yesterday, and there does not appear to be any here tonight.
And they're all wearing the orange.
Quite a scene. Giles in motion. 2nd and 4. Owens once again. And Owens upended. Good tackle out there. Gerald Small, and he will pop you.
Those are the two guys, McNeil and Small. That's the crowd that Frank was just talking about.
I mentioned the orange part. You can pick that out.
Okay, 115,000 in round numbers. No shows yesterday. 15%, same as last week. Still, doubtless, the hangover from the protracted strike. But here tonight, nothing but enthusiasm.
Hangovers will get you every time.
They don't get you, they'll sure hurt you.
That's right. You shouldn't ought to do it.
3rd and 3. Back to the inside goes Owens, and he will have the first down at the 20 or just inside. Heading to 1 minute. And now,
first timeout.
Doug Williams finally realized he wanted timeout. He ran over and found himself an official, and that's what he calls. Good first down effort by Owens. So the Bucs call timeout. 54 seconds on the clock. They have 2 timeouts remaining. We'll be back. There's John McKay on the right. The offensive signal caller is Bill Nelson, a former quarterback of John McKay's first national championship team at USC.
First Monday night football game ever, Frank. Nelson to Gary Collins, the familiar post pattern, touchdown, and the Browns were never headed.
1st and 10, the Bucs. Game tied at 3. 54 seconds remaining in the half. The ball at the 20-yard line of Miami. The quick toss is to Owens. Staying inbounds. Clock will continue to run. He'll have the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, close to the 8-yard line.
How would I remember that first game?
Timeout once again, Tampa Bay.
I remember that first game. We were talking about, there's a lot of publicity on Namath's knees and all the surgery. And we started looking into it. And Bill Nelson had like eight knee surgeries. Yeah.
Hey, Owens has carried the ball. 11 for the night, but he's carried it the last 7 times.
Well, he's got big Charlie Hanna out there in front of him, big 73, a good block. Owens made a good move to kind of hurdle over one of the defenders. That was good aggressive run.
Real turning point of that first game. Remember, Don, was Homer Jones' return of the second half kickoff for a touchdown.
Is that the same Homer Jones?
You guys stop living in the past here. Well, this is 1982.
Yeah, but Nelson reminded us of that. See, there's Billy Nelson right there.
It's a big game.
Yeah, but you look at John McKay. You know what John McKay thinking? He's thinking about 1972. He says, what a year 72 was. He calls across the field. Shula, what do you think? 72 was a great year. Why? Because neither one of them lost the football game in 72. The Dolphins 17-0. The Trojans 12-zip. Each of those guys were head coaches. You think I haven't been doing my homework? You are wrong.
Really, you are dangerous with homework.
But look at Thursday, where you guys are going to be. In Anaheim.
All right, setting the situation, 46 seconds remaining in the halftime. We are tied at 3, a pair of field goals. Capiz, Von Schaman. The Bucs have a first down. Goal to go, the ball inside the 9-yard line. They have 1 timeout remaining.
1st and goal on the 8-yard line.
You remember 72.
Gordon Jones split to the left. Kevin House to the right. And incomplete. Williams firing out to Jimmy Giles. It would have been caught at the line of scrimmage, as it were.
Well, remember what we told you. Frank mentioned it earlier. The Cowboys, against the Cowboys, Bucs had the ball 5 times inside Dallas's 10, did not score the TD. You can't keep blowing those opportunities. During the next half, we're going to show you a different kind of statistic, a better way, we think, to measure offensive.
Wait a minute, not we.
Well, he has a frog in his pocket.
Sean Farrell has brought this play in. 2nd down, goal to go. Miami showing blitz. No flags, a lot of movement, but no flags. And Williams fires it incomplete.
You can't help but wonder if they're not thinking too much about the fact that they can't score inside the 10. Neither one of those last attempts, you'd see Giles drop a ball. That doesn't happen too often. Doug threw that one away. He was well covered. Maybe they don't have those kind of routes that they can score with down there.
Hey, they're down here once again with the first down inside the 10. They're now worked themselves to a 3rd down and goal to go.
It's not easy.
Wilder Here's the single setback. 38 seconds. One timeout for Tampa. Carter in motion. Fired and is caught down around the 1-yard line and then bobbled. There's a scramble. The Dolphins saying it was incomplete, but I think it was blown dead about the 1-yard line.
It'll be very interesting because you're talking about a 4th down situation, assuming that it is a reception. Uh-oh, they're taking it away from him.
No, they're saying that it was not a completed pass, and Giles is visibly upset.
Well, let's just take a look and see if we can make it out any better on the replay. Quick little flip, Giles across the middle, he's wide open.
Boy, did he snap that off.
Yeah, but you wonder why. Wait a minute. Oh, there he goes. Right.
They said he never had possession. We'll see it with our reverse angle camera. Should see it better.
Easy to guess up here, but you wonder why Giles falls down. If he could have just kept his feet, maybe, and moved over in front of that thing. The ball did come out, and I think it's a good call.
I think a very good call. That brings up 4th down. And once again, Tampa Bay has been stymied after a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. Now, this can start to get to you after a while.
I think it already has.
That's 7 times in the last 6 quarters. John McKay saying perhaps to himself, what do I have to do?
You know, Frank,
this is what I was talking about. Points per 100 yards. That means offensive opportunism. Miami has been the most opportunistic team offensively. The Raiders 2nd, Green Bay 3rd, Washington 4th. Notice the least opportunistic team for 100 yards gained, Tampa Bay.
27-yard effort. Bill Capice. And Capice unties the game. He is now successful on 2 field goals, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead. We'll be back with more football after this message from the National Football League. Bay has the lead 6-3, 22 seconds remaining in the half. Again, reminding you, halftime highlights coming up. Action from yesterday. Deep is Fulton Walker for Miami, and Bill Capice is set to kick off. This time, Capice will carry it to the 3-yard line, and here comes Walker. Stacked up out around the 23-yard line. Clock stops. Change of offensive and defensive units at 15 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, whether they score from inside the 10 or not, this is a tough cookie, this team. As a unit, defensively, they can give you fits. They're proving out so far.
I think most coaches around the league would certainly agree that before you're going to win, you have to start with that defensive unit. And the Bucs do have, I think, one of the better ones that I've seen.
Yeah, they're right on schedule. They've been giving up 97 yards per game through the air, the best in the NFL. They've only given up 24 yards to the Dolphins thus far here in the first half. Woodley from the shotgun. Directing traffic, and this was almost picked off.
It really was.
Good defensive effort.
So Brantley again.
Brantley, the inside linebacker.
Interestingly, Frank, under Mike McCormick, as you look at this, again, under Mike McCormick, suddenly Seattle has great defense.
That was a shocker yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think even Seattle could really say they're going to shut Pittsburgh out, right?
I don't think Pittsburgh believes it.
No.
Seattle now 2-2.
Yeah, you hope Terry's arm or shoulder, whatever hurts, is better. You always hate to see the top players in the league get hurt. Or hate to see anybody get hurt.
9 seconds remaining in the half. Woodley, that one I do not understand.
No, that's what I'd do with 9 seconds.
A little dangerous.
Use your power runner right in the middle.
Time expires here in the first half, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead. 2 Bill Capice field goals. Tampa Bay's defense showing strong again tonight. They still can't get it into the end zone, however.
Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati. Pick up with first quarter action. Bengals leading 7-0. Jim Plunkett aiming for Marcus Allen, the past Heisman Trophy winner. The ball picked off by the great veteran defensive back Kenny Riley. 56 yards, untouched. Touchdown. The Bengals lead it 14-0. In the third quarter, it was 21-10, and Plunkett wasn't ready to fold. Looking for the sometimes incomparable Cliff Branch, number 21, and finding the speedster, a veteran, yes, but still so swift and elusive, and in he went for the touchdown. The Bengals 21, the Raiders 17. But the Bengals weren't about to fold either. They struck back with immediacy. Number 14, Kenny Anderson, the brilliant quarterback, looking for the veteran wide receiver, Isaac Curtis, number 85 from San Diego State. Did you notice he stepped out of bounds there at the 28-yard line of the Raiders? But that set up ultimately this play by Kenny Anderson, doing what he does perhaps better than any other quarterback in football. The quick opening and then scampering in for the touchdown. And the Bengals led 28-17. Anderson so great. The Bengals went on to win it in a critical game. A great football team, 31-17. It was raining in RFK Stadium in Washington, and it had an effect on both teams. But Joey Theismann with this play. First to Riggins, then to Monk. Flea flicker, and down to Charlie Brown. Complete. And one would have expected a touchdown, but a subsequent interception stalled the drive. But what a great day for Charlie Brown. Look at this and look at Theismann's figures. The deep pass again to Brown. He's beaten Roynell Young, and this time it is a touchdown. That made it 10-0 Redskins. What a day for Charlie. Then in the third quarter, 10-3 Redskins. Jaworski looking for the angular one, Harold Carmichael. So often, so great in the clutch. This time, no exception. This is a 44-yard touchdown pass. The extra point failed, and the Redskins led it 10-9. It went to 13-9 Redskins in the fourth quarter. And now the rain really took hold of Jaworski. He couldn't get his footing. His hands wet. He couldn't control the football. And so there was this interception. Watch closely. The ball picked up by one of the Union's foremost activists, Mark Murphy. And the interception killed it for the Eagles. Washington still unbeaten. 4-0, only team in the league, 13-9.
Looking for the right fields to invest in. And the right investments in those fields can be frustrating. That's why Merrill Lynch does the groundwork with research. To seek out the best investments, Merrill Lynch brought together the best researchers. And it is turning up the unseen or overlooked that makes us what we are. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
NCAA football and ABC Sports, 20 great years, and here's another reason why. Showdowns. Last year in the
Bucs San Francisco. Give Kenny Stabler a cup of coffee. He's ready to play. Had a great day. This is score tie, 0-0. First quarter action. The pass to Wayne Wilson. 10 yards, touchdown, 7-0 Saints. Second quarter, it became 7-3 Saints. This team suddenly red hot. Maybe the most surprising team at the moment in the National Football League. Credit from Phillips. There's the handoff. Stabler to George Rogers. Heisman Trophy winner, South Carolina. Look at him go. On this jaunt, 38 yards. Set up a touchdown, and the Saints led it 13-3. Then in the third quarter, with the score 16-6, this, Joey Montana. The ball intercepted by Ricky Jackson. He returns it 32 yards, and the Saints moved on to a 23-20 victory, their third consecutive triumph. Who would have believed it? Anaheim Stadium, the Chiefs against the Rams. The Rams winless going in. Second quarter action. Wendell Tyler having a sensational day. You saw the stats there. 7-0 Chiefs. Burt Jones on the move now. Watch him. He is looking for spots and hits Mike Gooman, a former Penn State great. And Gooman with this long run set up number 26, Wendell Tyler, for a 1-yard touchdown, 7-7. But it was only the beginning for Wendell Tyler. There was this, the shovel pass back to him from Jones, and in he poured. Touchdown, 14-7 Rams. Now, in the third quarter, with the score still 14-7 Rams, Jeff Gotson punts. Oh, how Giff and Dandy and I have seen this man do it before. Leroy Irvin, a brilliant punt runner. Just brilliant. Look at him. Spot that hole. Dart through. Cut right. Along the sideline. 63 yards. Touchdown. Punt return. The final score, 20-14. The Rams, their first victory of the year. And don't forget, you'll see the Rams Thursday night at Anaheim Stadium against the Niners fighting back. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the Seahawks in the Kingdome in Seattle. First quarter action. Terry Bradshaw back to pass. Hit right there by Jacob Green. The shoulder damage. Bradshaw did not return to action. A precursor of things to come. Because by the third quarter, the astounding Seahawks were leading 9-0. That was Frank Pollard from Baylor fumbling through the end zone. And so it stayed 9-0. Pittsburgh squandering opportunities, winning to Seattle to give the game to them. Zorn right there with a touchdown pass to Paul John. 16-0 Seattle, and the Pittsburgh Steelers still don't believe it.
It is a fierce rival.
Second half action about to get underway. Once again, Tampa Bay, who had their problems a week ago, dominating Dallas in statistics, but they couldn't get in from inside the 10-yard line. They have failed thus far tonight twice already, settling for field goals. First quarter stats we'll show you, and then we'll show you how to the first half stats. So if we can get the little switch, watch this. Television magic coming your way. Halftime stats.
How about that?
We got computers everywhere.
It amazes me.
Exactly the kind of game we anticipated and prophesized before the contest itself.
I mean, if we didn't know, you'd think we knew something.
Yep.
But we know we don't.
If we do, you are the one.
And you have a scoop.
Our biggest danger is we don't understand we don't understand.
That's basically true.
Well, I guess for a quick moment, we should point out that the players are supposed to vote on the new agreement on Thursday. We'll see if that really happens. Under any circumstances, it's probable that by now the bulk of the rank and file understand that their union did indeed achieve great gains. And to explain that in detail, one would have to give you a quick course in labor law and labor relations.
Well, let's don't do that.
No, don't do that.
No, I agree with you both. It's just my opinion that the new agreement will be overwhelmingly ratified.
Well,
Thank you, Samuel Goffers.
That's right. I'm so tired of all that junk. Ooh.
Set to go. The Bucs fighting almost, you could say, for their life here in the NFL, at least in terms of reaching the playoffs. 8 teams for each conference will advance. And the Bucs are 0-3. Miami is 3-0. Washington and Miami still the only undefeated teams remaining in the NFL. Miami to kick off. Uwe von Schaman with the big foot. Michael Morton is deep along with Johnny Ray Smith. And this will be Michael Morton, a little rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, out to the 22-yard. Where Miami will have the first possession here in the second half.
Let's see if they can engineer a quick drive. What would do wonders for their confidence, because I think Don is right as you look at Morton, the college, the rookie, and the age. What would do wonders for their confidence would be getting a ball into the end zone. And if they could engineer a quick drive and get a touch, boy, what it would do for them.
Well, the drive just before the end of the first half, they were ripping off big chunks of yardage at midfield, and then they had their problems once again down inside the 10-yard line. First down and 10, 21-yard line, and here comes Wilder. And taken over there on the right side, A.J. Dewey, who will drop into the and also rush the passer, and he has really adapted to that change.
Tremendous player. As you know, Frank, the problem with playing a Shula coach team is the manner in which the Dolphins usually adjust in the second half.
Also, the least penalized team for the past 2 years in the NFL. They do not make the mistake that hurts them, or they make them very seldom. Gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8.
Look out, look out.
Man free on Williams, and still he strong arms it in the direction of Owens, but he was really hammered by Larry Gordon.
Nobody picked up Gordon on that backside. It's one of those situations that quarterbacks, that starts nightmares for you, because you see Doug with that right-handed throw, drops back, really doesn't see Gordon, kind of senses him coming, gets rid of it last second.
I think you feel the ground shaking, don't you, Don?
Yeah, here's a way. Yeah, you do kind of sense all this stuff. That's one of the reasons why I really believe it's important for quarterbacks to call their play. They know what's happening out there, and you get a rhythm. And when you have to sit and wait for that play to come in, you wait till everybody else gets the rhythm.
3rd down and 8. Ball at the 22-yard line of Tampa. Trying to get the screen off. Incomplete. Tried to get it out to Wilder.
So they couldn't do it. And speaking of adjustment, you see how quickly Shula went to the blitz.
Don't blame him, because, you know, a blitz is one of the things that really tests an offense all the way through. Test how well they can adjust, pick up keys. That's for the backs, that's for the line, that's for everybody. And if they don't pick them up, you're going to get them. If they pick it up, you're taking a gamble. They're going to hit you for a long game.
Got a quick look. Tommy Vigorito at the 35-yard line of Miami. Larry Swider to do the punting for Tampa Bay. And off the side of his foot. Bad kick by Swider. But again, it takes a Tampa bounce, and it was touched by a Dolphin. It'll be dead at that point. So Miami will have fine field position close to their 37-yard line.
They'll hate to talk about unfortunate things that happened, but a very great lady died. Kathleen Rooney, the wife of Art Rooney, and the three of us want to extend our deepest sympathy to the Rooney family. Greatest people in the world. She was a great, great lady. Apparent heart attack, 78 years of age.
Lovely lady, great family.
Wonderful people. I know them too.
Don Strock is the quarterback now for the Dolphins. 1st down and 10. Shula has made the change. This is Eddie Hill swinging the right side. Hill up to the 40-yard line. A gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Don Strock, many say the best relief man in the game today. He started on occasion over the years. He came in in 73, started many times for Greasy when Greasy was shaken up or injured. But he does his best work coming in. Who will ever forget the playoff game, the divisional championship game played between San Diego and Miami a year ago when Strock almost pulled that one out. He passed for over 400 yards that afternoon in an overtime loss to the Chargers. 2nd and 6. Strock. Hill has the 1st down midfield. They're close to it.
Again, what I meant by Shula's, isn't that nice? Shula's ability to adjust. He's really enjoying things. In comes the pocket pass.
With that philosophy, but that's just my opinion. You know, I really think that I'm partial to that position. That's one position that you got to really go for. If you're going to have a quarterback, you get your quarterback. Now, if Strock can't play the first half, then tell me why. I mean, if you're going to play the second half, get somebody to play all of it.
Apologize for our audio coming your way. We are having a bit of an audio problem. We are on our reserve backup audio, and he gets away from Strock. Tampa Bay says they've got the football, and Jerry Seaman, our referee, agrees. Bottom of the pile.
That's just one of the reasons.
Leroy Selman.
Just one of them.
Tampa Bay, it's a turnover. Good field position. Midfield. Let's watch it again.
It's so important. I really believe this. It's so important for the quarterback to take control of that offensive unit. He's the guy that can do it. You go back in there and you look in that huddle, and that's where you get them all together. And more than likely, it was just a quick, he did. You see Strock pulled away too soon. Now you say, okay, here's a second team guy comes in. He's going to make mistakes like that. It's going to cost him.
Thank you, Coach Meredith.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
It worked all right for Miami. They beat the Buffalo Bills last Sunday 9-7. In Tampa Bay, however, they lost to Dallas 14-9. First down and 10. Tampa Bay, 47-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. The Bucs on top, 6-3. Giles reversing his motion. Owens.
No place to go.
And James Owens, the tailback, taken just about at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard.
Don't forget, Frank and I and Fran Tarkenton will be in Anaheim Thursday night, special edition, Monday Night Football. The Niners against the Rams. And next Monday, Jets coming off a big win where they balanced their mistakes with some against the Detroit Lions. I tell you, Frank, the Jets got personnel coming out of their ears.
Yeah, they've got themselves a running back they haven't had in a long time. Freeman McNeil. He's a football player. They've got the defense. Second down and 10. Williams. Arm is in motion. It'll be ruled incomplete. Jerry Seaman,
very lucky, too.
Right on top of it, says his arm was in motion. Would not have been received so graciously in the Orange Bowl.
I tell you, the man seems to have a hex on himself in Monday Night Football.
Well, that time, it appeared to me that, the reason that pressure is in there, and you see guys like Dewey and some of the other guys, Baumhauer, that are in there, they had terrific defensive coverage in that secondary. There was nobody there.
Isn't that sweet?
What'd that say?
Tampa Bay and I love Dan Deedon.
Third down 10. 47-yard line. Bucs with the football.
There you go.
That's Carter, Gerald Carter, the third-year man out of Texas A&M. And under a great deal of pressure, Williams got it to him.
That is the way.
First down.
You give me a guy that's got an arm like Doug Williams, who can throw it he can really throw it hard, he can throw it accurately. You don't want to mess around with double breaks, double moves. Give the guy one break and throw the ball to him. That time, that was just a simple pattern. And make them stop that one kind of pass. And if they do, then you go to those double breaks and stuff.
Maybe the biggest play of the game thus far.
But that's the kind of pattern that you throw down there on the 10-yard line. See, you have no offense inside the 10. Throw a one break pattern. Either inside or outside. Let him go.
T-Bell is in, number 83, wide receiver now for the Bucs. First down 10. Ball in the 30-yard line. James Owens tries to find an opening over the right side. I believe that had been blown dead. They're saying no, that Tampa Bay got it back. I thought he was down. Brzezinski was the man who put the hit on James Owens, and Tampa Bay gets a bit of a break.
And like you, Frank, I thought the play was blown dead, but evidently it wasn't, so we'll look at it. Just move to the outside. Good penetration by the defense.
Unfortunately, as Owens goes down, pops up the ball, Greg Roberts was there, and there is a pickup of about 3 yards. Understand we're having a bit of an audio problem from time to time. We're also having a little bit of a video breakup. We apologize for that. And our talented gentlemen are working, trying to correct it. Second down and 7. And we may have had too much time once again.
Maybe even a false move over there.
Obviously, is going to work against the Bucs.
Number 75, offense.
That's what I saw was a
Dave
false start.
Rivas
over the left side, who...
What a story that man.
He really is.
Well,
A story that would bring out nightmares. You know, his comeback against Harvey
retired.
3 days he only worked out, right?
Yeah,
But they
and
played
goes against Harvey Martin and totally nullifies that great player. Unbelievable.
Rivas retired, and then he decided, okay, they had an injury, and they called him. He said, yeah, I'd love to come back. Kind of remarkable. He was waived through the entire league. Nobody claimed him, picked him up.
We might have taken a look at that severance pay, too.
Yeah, terrific. I read a little thing today that with the new negotiations, he not only gets an additional $60,000 for money now, but $110,000 for severance pay.
I didn't retire you.
I can figure that one out.
Second and 12, and Wilder, little gap, gets back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be third down and 10.
Didn't like that call.
Well, the call wasn't so bad. Wilder, I'm sure, would be the first to admit he didn't pick up his knees quite enough and stumbled in it. There was a hole there. He just didn't quite pick it, as we've seen him do on previous jaunts tonight.
Can you please tell John and his wife McKay and his wife Corky and the next booth, I didn't like the call.
Well, did you mean to do it or do you want to do it?
Well, you've been a social butterfly down here, Coach.
You really have, Howard. I mean, you know more people in Tampa. Well, you don't know them well, of course.
Third down 10.
George Steinbrenner.
Williams buried under a blitz, and once again the safety blitz produced Mike Kowski, and he was right in the face of Doug Williams. Had no chance.
That's one of those really chancy things you take, and I happen to like that kind of defensive football. From a quarterback standpoint, if you get used to looking at the same thing every time, you ought to be able to figure it out. But if you mix it up, throw in a safety blitz every now and then, as it is out there, that just makes you think. Kozlowski made a good move from the outside.
I'll tell you what it did do. It took them out of field goal range, and out comes the punter, Larry Swider. Vigorito back at the 10. He'll be guessing the Swider. Pretty accurate is Larry Swider inside the 20. This time off the side of his foot. And they'll bring it out close to the 15-yard line.
Well, he's giving him a good call on that.
The 15-yard line, and that sack moved the Bucs out of position for a field goal. They have to punt. Miami has a 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Magic.
You've shown up this evening as you watch the Swashbucklers, the cheerleading unit for the Tampa Bay Bucs. 1st down and 10. The Miami Dolphins trailing 6-3. Have the football at their own 15-yard line. Both these teams now have gone 6 quarters without scoring a touchdown since play was resumed following the strike. Don Strock, now the quarterback, checks off, looks back out to the tight end Bruce Hardy, and just dumps it out of the field of play. David Woodley, as he did a week ago, ineffective against Buffalo in the first half. He was replaced by Strock. Strock not terribly effective against Buffalo, but they did come away with the 9-7 victory to make them 3-0 in the season.
I tell you, Chuck Knox can drive you crazy. The man's a great coach.
Yeah, well, it was you had a really very unusual afternoon. Joe Ferguson intercepted 6 times to where it was. You're not going to have that very often.
2nd down and 10.
Was that Hugh Green?
It was Hugh Green all over Eddie Hill.
Or was it?
Leroy Selman, the massive and swift one.
You're right. I thought it was Green. That's Leroy Selman in there. 53 instead of 63. Somebody didn't block him. Leroy.
Nobody touched him.
Now he's led the team in sacks, but this doesn't even count. That's just a tackle for him. Hugh Green is right in there very close. They all got that one, didn't they?
Loss of about 4. They move it back to close to the 11-yard line as you take another look at Leroy.
It's always fun to, meet these guys that look so big and vicious, but basically Leroy Selman's one of the most gentle men I've ever met. He's so nice. And
Strock from the shotgun, 3rd down, 14.
Yeah. That's it. Delay of game.
And the Dolphins took too long, and Don Shula, a couple of extra furrows on the brow. He does not like that.
No, Don doesn't look particularly overjoyed.
No.
Yeah, they'll back him up 5 more. This will take it back to the 6-yard line. Not terribly effective is Miami on the 3rd down conversions.
1 of 6.
They trailed only 6-3 with 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Now keep in mind, Strock is not the most agile of quarterbacks. Tampa Bay, however, is showing only a 3-man front, no blitz, inside handoff, and far short of the 1st down. Tony Nathan. And Miami will have to punt. Tampa Bay should have fine field position.
Barring a fumble.
Orrose is in.
Buccaneer defense is playing with the double V, as John McKay likes to call it. Vim and vigor.
John Hope, second-year man out of West Texas State. Waiting the kick of Tom Morris. Hope standing just about midfield. Morris had to hurry it, and it's not a good kick. Pressure from Morris's right side. Tampa Bay will have the football. 41-yard line of Miami.
I think they maybe even touched it closer than that, Frank. They're bringing that ball back around the 37.
Somebody did make contact with it.
Watch how close this is.
Mark Cotney, had he gone for where the ball would have been, he might have got it.
You're right, just didn't have the angle.
In any event, it'll be first down. Tampa Bay, 38-yard line of Miami. He had to rush the punt, and Tampa Bay has a 1st and 10 inside the 39-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. 6:53 remaining in the third quarter. 6-3 Tampa over Miami. This is Wilder, right side, gets to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And once again, we apologize for our audio, which is what we call backup audio, an emergency operation that we've put into effect. Take a look at the games that these two teams missed during the strike. Tampa Bay missed Detroit, San Francisco, Minnesota, Green Bay twice, Chicago twice, and Baltimore. Their makeup game will be Chicago, and that game January 2nd right here. 2nd down and 7. Carver, the rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, up there close to a first down. Big man, 5'11", 220-pounder.
That was a big play.
And no measurement as we take a look at
Jim Leonard
firing in the middle.
Jim Leonard has got it right straight head on in there. That's one of those battles you've got to win. He's head up with Bob Baumhauer. That time, give it to Leonard. Picked up some good yardage. You know, it's kind of interesting. You see Melvin Carver. He and Michael Morton were teammates out there. Where were they? Las Vegas?
Nevada, Las Vegas.
Or Reno or someplace like that.
First down and 10, 29-yard line. The quick toss goes out to Wilder. And Miami strings it out, but Wilder comes up with a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Miami missed games with Green Bay, Cincinnati, Detroit, New England, Baltimore, the Raiders, San Diego, and Cleveland. Now that's not a bad miss.
No,
Their makeup game will be against Baltimore in Baltimore, January the 2nd.
That looks good for Miami in one sense, but might cost Joe Robbie $400,000 to $500,000 in another sense.
Well, a dollar's a dollar.
We did not have too many winners during that course of 8 weeks. 2nd and 7. Ball inside the 25-yard line. Owens.
Oh, good move.
Owens breaks the tackle, gets the first down inside the 15, close to the 13. James Owens putting on quite a show tonight, at least from the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line.
So they're chewing up the clock. 4:39 left in the quarter. As you look at the end zone replay, slipping through that hole, excellent blocking.
Boy, that's good running.
Yes, indeed. Slipped away from that tackler, twisted, and moved downfield.
Now, maybe Doug Williams ought to put this one up before he gets inside the 10.
Yeah, not a bad idea, as a matter of fact.
Gives his receivers a little more area in which to work. This is Carver, and Carver just explodes down close to the 8-yard line. Good pickup of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
That's an impressive-looking kid, this Carver.
Yeah, they caught him that time when they had a blitz, maybe even a safety blitz that time. Came in there, and they were able to at least brush him long enough to let Carver move to the inside and pick up another sizable gain.
Getting a lot of visual hits on your set at home, but don't worry about it. We're working on it. This has to do with the line between here and Atlanta, we've been told. On 2nd down and 4. Carver, left side, and Carver has the first down. It'll be first down, goal to go, and Mel Carver has provided a little bit of an extra punch for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got him as a free agent out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He spent a couple of years before he transferred to a junior college out there.
Well, you
good, solid running.
They were just plugging the hole, but it was just a little bit late. There was a little opening there in that offensive line. He hit it.
All right, and here we are. First down, goal to go, once again inside the 10.
Oh, no. Now, you really hate to see that. He who hesitates is lost.
Doug Williams perhaps did not like the personnel for the play that was sent into him, so he expends a timeout.
Look at Billy Nelson.
You can't always do too much about the personnel you got to work with. You got to do the best you can with it.
There's Bill Nelson on the left. He's in the short sleeve shirt. He sends the plays in to Doug Williams. We'll be back in a moment. As before, but this is the 8th time they've had that first down goal to go inside the 10.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Doug Williams brings them up. No one is more aware of those numbers than Doug Williams. Williams rolls out. He'll get it in on his own. That's one way to do it. Yeah. Big play for Tampa Bay.
And so finally it has happened. The very thing that McKay and the Bucs desperately wanted. A touchdown and the building of a lead.
Big man, strong man, Don, and he can run with the football. We've seen him before do it.
I really am very partial to this particular play down on this area of the field because it does give you that opportunity. If there's nobody open, at least you're going to run with it. You're not going to fumble the doggone thing. That time, Williams was able to plug it on in there.
Capice adds the extra point. And we have a 13-3 ball game. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. A must game for Tampa Bay. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. And on that drive was Mel Carver, the rookie from the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. Doug Williams taking it in from 3 yards out. 13-3. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. Bill Capice to kick off. Colton Walker has dropped for Miami. Another high kick. They'll take it on the field to play by Walker. Flag is down as Walker goes down at the 15-yard line.
They are some defensive team, Coach Meredith.
They really are. And it's fun to see guys play defense like that because they really are. They're terrific athletes. You're talking about Tampa, I hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they cover the kicks.
Well, it wouldn't be wrong what you said of Miami.
Well, no, but I think one of the things, you look at Tampa's record, Frank, and they really have played well, particularly defensively this year, and they haven't won any ball games. And that's kind of tough. They've got some good players. That Hugh Green, I think, is one of the best.
Illegal block, number 54, receiving team during the return.
Steve Potter of the Dolphins. First down, 8-yard line of Miami. They trail by 10 points.
I still don't believe in platoon quarterback.
Ron Strock replaced David Woodley at halftime. Vigorito out over the 10-yard line. A gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. I want to remind you later tonight on Nightline, a look at the heroin capital of the world, Pakistan, where it's actually sold in the open. Also a talk with Attorney General of the United States, William French Smith, about the U.S. efforts to stem the flow of drugs from that country. That's later tonight on Nightline, following your local news at 11:30 on the West Coast. Second down and 8. Don Strock looking it over. Up against the top-rated defensive team against the pass. And he has to put it in the air. That one could have been picked off. Deflected as he tried to get the ball to the tight end, Bruce Hardy.
I think it was deflected, probably by Stalls.
What you're really going to see anyway, whether it's Stalls or not, you're going to see some pressure. There's Logan, the nose tackle. Stalls is 65. I don't know what.
No.
Good see. No, it wasn't Stalls.
Logan.
But get some good pressure. They sent a linebacker that time, put a little pressure on Strock.
Well, they really do put the pressure on the quarterback. Even when they don't get to him, they're pushing those offensive linemen back into his face.
Now you got a 4-set line, defensive line down there.
Third down, long yardage. Stock will overthrow it. It'll be picked off. Cedric Brown playing center field, free safety. There is a flag down, however. back, and Strock may have been bruised up back there.
I think he was. I think it's going to be roughing the passer. I didn't see it because I followed the ball.
Let's see what this call is. Maybe after the catch.
Here's Cedric Brown's run. That's going to be nullified, I do believe.
I think it's
no. It's maybe after the catch then.
After the catch.
Kuchenberg is up there trying to get the inside scoop.
There it is from Jerry Seaman.
During the return, number 76, intercepting team.
Illegal block on the part of David Logan.
Strock knows. That's what after the shot. He knew that one was an errant throw.
Good shot. Following Cedric Brown's interception, there was an illegal block. So it was marked off to the 22-yard line of Miami. 2:19 now remaining in the third quarter. Tampa Bay again threatening. Owens over the left side for about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Howard, calling on your experience in covering the boxers and fighters of the world, the real champions, when they have a situation, that's when they put them away. And this is Tampa's chance. This is their chance right here. They've got the big one. They're up 13-3. You put it 20-3. You've got a whole new contest going.
But sometimes they don't put them away when they can because they're being cautious.
Sometimes they're not champions.
Second down, 7. Owens once again. And Owens hammered there. Bill Barnett making the first hit. Owens spinning back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. Call it third down and 7. Miami undefeated coming into tonight's game. Washington 4-0, the only other undefeated team. Green Bay, Dallas, New Orleans 3-1 in that National Football Conference. Pittsburgh, the Jets, Cincinnati, Raiders, and Buffalo are 3-1 in the American Football Conference. Under pressure, and Williams tried to get it to Wilder, but great pressure on Doug Williams by Ernie Rome.
Nobody touched Ernie that time. Ernie Rome just came in, and you know this is where you got to sit down and talk to your offensive line or your back. Somebody's got to pick up Ernie Rome. Nobody even touched him in there.
That's true.
Now then, if there's the other situation that could be, all right, if the dog looks up and see Ernie Rome there and the pass he calls, he knows he doesn't have anybody in the backfield to block him, you audible.
Right. A little bit different, too. You look at Miami defensive tendencies as you look at Lyle Blackwood going off. They don't blitz Ernie nearly as much as the other 3 linebackers.
But they do put a lot of pressure on you in those third down situations, and that's something that, of course, through the film study or whatever, you've got to anticipate.
Absolutely.
That's Lyle Blackwood being assisted off the field. Fourth down in the huddle now with Tampa Bay is Bill Capice, field goal kicker.
Kind of a fun story about Capice, Frank. Capice and David Shula were teammates there in Fort Lauderdale, Don Shula's son. And it was actually Don who says, you come in and work with the Dolphins, and I think you might be a kicker.
David Shula held the ball for Capice at Chaminade High School in Fort Lauderdale.
There in Fort Lauderdale, and Capice is a guy, I read a little thing, he still holds the record in the 100-yard dash at his high school there. So they were great pals and teammates there.
Pressure's on. About a 26-yard attempt. And it's good. Capice now has 3 field goals on the night. This of 36 yards.
That looked to be a pretty good job of holding the ball that time. That snap appeared to be a little bit high from up here.
Larry Swider, the punter, that got it down in good fashion.
All right, Frank, you mentioned teams at 3-1. Here are 2 of them now. Green Bay against the Jets. Yesterday at Shea Stadium, first quarter, Packers leading 6-0, and Richard Dodd will be looking for the Olympic gold medalist, the speedster, Lamb Jones. Touchdown, that made it 6-all. Both teams missed the extra point conversion attempt. And then with the score tied at 6, Lynn Dickey. Well, there's Freeman McNeil. That's a different scene.
Look at
There
this
goes
run,
Freeman
too. This is a
McNeil
beautiful
off
run.
right tackle, 36-yard gain. That set up Pat Lay's winning 25-yard field goal. 15-13 the Jets.
That's what I was talking about earlier, Howard. McNeil has given the Jets a dimension they haven't had in a long time. He's good inside. He can take it outside. Capice bangs it, and Fulton Walker awaits the ball at the 2 for Miami. Walker gets a little opening and gets out over the 30-yard line, upended up to the 32. With 42 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Bucs on top, 16-3. Time now for Miami to get something happening. Granted, they're working against the #1 pass defensive unit in football in the short season thus far here in the NFL. But historically, the Bucs have been strong against the pass.
Things are changing in this league, Frank. We'll pick up on that in a moment.
Scott remains the quarterback. Fires a short little pass over the middle. Connecting there with the man out of the backfield, Eddie Hill. Gain of about 4, 2nd and 6.
Here's what I mean, Don. Great players like Earl Campbell and Walter Payton have taken a lot of punishment. And along come Marcus Allen, Freeman McNeil, and new stars emerge. It's the nature of the game. And these are two great new stars.
It is, as we've said many times. You see the guys that, like particularly Earl Campbell, who's carried the ball so many times in a relatively short career, and you just hope that, hey, let's don't burn out. But you do have the young legs and the young people that come along.
That's the end of the third quarter, and with the score 16-3, it is Tampa Bay over the Dolphins. Will be the Blackwood brothers. Lyle Blackwood, he, as you can see, has heavily bandaged across the face with his nose, but they are working on his right knee at the moment. Moon over Tampa Bay, and indeed it is a full moon tonight. First, brothers, second down and 7 for the Miami Dolphins. The ball at the 36-yard line. They have had nothing but their problems tonight with a very tough Tampa Bay defense, and they trail 16-3. Inside handoff, and Franklin over the right side of the 40-yard line, and he gets about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Was that Hugh Green that came from the outside linebackers? You look at the halftime stats.
Yep, that was Hugh Green. Now, there are the halftime statistics, and we will, in our own way, go ahead to the third quarter statistics, and there you see the building up of an edge by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rushing yards, passing yards, and the 3 Miami turnovers the key. Time of possession now favoring Tampa Bay.
And Miami has had 12 total yards in the third quarter. Very telling. 3rd down 2. Stroud gets it in to complete to Vigorito. He has the first down up around the 48-yard line. Norris Thomas defensively there for Tampa Bay.
This is a hard team to put together a drive against, I'll tell you. Only once tonight, Frank, has Miami really been able to drive with the football.
They had that long drive, which they had to settle for 3 points. Long drive took up about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But since that point, they have been unable to do much against Tampa Bay's defense. 13:40 remaining in the game, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Bucs over the Dolphins, 16-3. Scott. And for Cephalo. Oh, Jimmy Cephalo, not the great speed, but he has that knack of getting open. They'll have a first down. Goal to go inside the 10-yard line.
Of course he does. He's from Penn State. He's a Paterno disciple. Jimmy Cephalo. You're right, Frank. Sometimes he reminds me of George Sauer Jr. in the old days with the Jets.
There was just a little opening right there in that defense, and that's where Cephalo was, and Strock laid it right in there. Good
throw. You have to understand, Mike Washington, good defensive back, giving Cephalo, who does not have the blazing speed, all that area underneath that he could not get back to deflect or intercept. 43-yard reception. First and goal to go. Vigorito. Hammered at the line of scrimmage, gets down to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Give him a couple, it'll be second down, goal to go. Johnny Vigorito, good receiver, Seeing a lot of action tonight. Tony Nathan was shaken up, bruised hip on his very first reception of the night.
Interesting scene.
Yeah.
The coach, the quarterback, the coach standing by that quarterback when many thought the quarterback would not develop.
Second down, goal to go. Strock. In and out of the hands of Franklin.
That's one of those, when you see him bobble him like that, many times we've seen a defensive back pick that off, and if he had, nothing would have been in the way. But quick flip out.
Receiving is not Franklin's forte.
Remember earlier in the game, Don, you were talking about how difficult a ball that is to throw, and you saw what happens if you could put it behind a receiver. Franklin, granted, is not one of your finer receivers in the league. He's had problems with that, but that ball was thrown behind him, and it is very difficult to come up with.
It really is.
Third down, goal to go.
See Big Newman there, the right guard. Got a good split, looking around. It'll be a pass, and here they come.
Strock.
Yeah.
In the end zone, we got a touchdown. Joe Rose, the gifted receiving tight end.
I tell you, you never count Shula out of anything.
Strock with the big shot to Cephalo. Now finds Rose in the end zone. Miami back in the ball game.
Almost go without saying, but again, he did have time to throw this time. Rose had some time to work, moved himself in behind the linebackers over the middle, and there he is for 6.
Point well taken. Strock had all the time as Rose did a little dipsy-do in the end zone and then finally broke away from the linebacker.
It's interesting what they get out of those 3 tight ends, I must say.
That's right.
None of them a household word.
Well, you could put them on top of each other and you might not have a Kellen Winslow, but as I mentioned earlier, 61 receptions between them a year ago. And Shula plays them like a drum, too. He has them in there in the exact situation in which they fit. Von Schaman for the conversion. Strock will place it down. Kuchenberg snaps it back. And now the Bucs have a 6-point lead. They trail Dolphins that trail by 6 with 11:57 remaining in the game. We'll be right back. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a 6-point lead of the Miami Dolphins. Set to receive the kickoff. Michael Morton is back there, number 1, and Johnny Ray Smith, number 22. Now, as we look down, it's Mel Carter, along with Johnny Ray Smith. Ron Schaman hammers one again deep into the end zone, and Mel Carter will stay there. Touchback. And it'll be first down and 10. The ball out of the 20-yard line. Flag down up around the 35-yard line. Gary Seaman and his crew will work this one out.
Obradovich in the picture. Every year they write him off. Every year somehow he's around. Makes some key catches. Key
Been
plays.
around. Came up years ago with the Giants, the 7th-round draft pick, out with the 49ers. Flipping. Flipping indicated against Tampa Bay. Again, college football coming your way this Saturday. Southwestern Conference shootout. Blue Bonnet Bowl bound Arkansas coming off the strong showing against SMU will take on Texas, and that's a classic rivalry. Last year, of course, Arkansas knocked off number 1 ranked Texas, killing their hopes for a national championship. So you'll see it Saturday right here on ABC. Arkansas against Texas.
Yes, sir. SMU fortunate to get a tie. Here, let's look at the clip.
It's number 54, Richard Wood, another USC product. He got in there a little late.
If they called a penalty on that one, it was for ineptitude.
Well, it was a good look at Richard Wood.
That's right.
First and 10. Owens getting to the outside. Getting a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 8.
Quickly, the Bucs in trouble. They've got to move the ball now, or else Miami gets the position.
Good sports fans down here. They fans supported this team, supported it for years before they even got it.
Yeah, they're trying to get them a baseball team down here now.
Oh, they're after it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, why not? Let it turn out. Second down and 8. Williams whistles one out to the 30-yard line behind the intended receiver. T-Bell, incomplete.
You know why that ball was thrown behind him? Because it was thrown late.
And he threw to the wrong man. Otherwise, it was Kirk.
Well, no, Bell was open. But, I mean, he was open just that split second before, and it was just a little hesitancy there on the part of Doug to drill that ball in there. He was open there for a moment.
Well, it's hard to find them, but the attendance tonight, 65,854, 6,274 no-shows. So that will run our no-shows for the weekend up to about 120,000. For those of you who keep track of that sort of thing.
Folks get busier in the fall.
James Wilder, right side, third down and 8, and Tampa Bay. Well, they don't want to sag now. Bill Barnett was in there defensively, and Tampa Bay will have to punt.
Had to be a call from the sidelines on that one.
That's right, and the fans voiced their displeasure, as you've just heard. And now Miami is in position, or should be, barring a fumble.
I think you might have seen John McKay questioning that call coming from Bill Nelson.
Well,
who knows?
Who knows? They do have a good defensive unit, and maybe that's what they're relying on. They haven't given up a touchdown until that last one.
Larry Spider. Vigorito is at midfield.
He's going to
takes it at his 45-yard line. And he'll find that gap if you give it to him. And he gets down to the 42-yard line, and Tampa Bay ahead by 6, and a little bit of trouble, and a flag is down.
He's amazing, that Vigorito. University of Virginia.
Yahoo!
One of the great educational institutions of this country. He was educated in a different way. How to return
illegal man downfield. Yeah, we saw him return one against the Steelers last year.
We sure did.
87 yards.
And this year, as I said earlier.
Go downfield. Number 30, kicking team. Penalty decline.
Miami with good field position declines that penalty. They'll have the ball. First down 10 at Tampa Bay's 42-yard line. We'll be right back with 10-10 remaining in the game. Tampa Bay started it all out. 27-yard field goal by Capiz. You can follow it through. 10-point third quarter for Tampa Bay, but Miami following a 17-yard return of a punt by Tommy Vigorito has a first down and 10. 42-yard line of the Bucs. 10-10 remaining in the game. Franklin, the single setback, struck. Looking downfield. That was Duriel Harris trying to come up with it. Does not do so. Stark got hammered a little bit as he released it.
You know, this is let's just take a look and see who comes in there. Oh, Leroy.
Leroy Selman, he was very gentle about that.
Bullet can't be anybody but Doug Williams, who wants me to say hello to everybody in Zachary, Louisiana, his hometown tonight. So hello, everybody.
Second down and 10. Flag flies. A pair of them.
False start. Number 60. Offense.
Yeah, this time Jeff Toes moving a little quickly. This is not a typical Miami team. It is, quite frankly, a little ragged. They're getting penalties. They seldom get penalties. The least penalized team over the past 2 years in the league. They've had 2 false starts tonight. And they really pride themselves in not making those mental errors. And they better pride themselves because Mr. Shula won't stand for it. Second down, 15. Cephalo is there in a fine defensive play. Norris Thomas. Cephalo was open, struck, tried to put it in there with feel instead of zipping it, and it was deflected by Thomas.
You know, Frank, I've never understood why Don got rid of Norris Thomas. I think he's terrific.
Well, he had an explanation for that in the paper. I assume that it's partially true. He said that he had a first-round shot at McNeil, and McNeil has turned out to be his #1 defensive back, and he felt Norris would wind up as being a backup player, and he didn't think Norris was that kind of guy. So he thought he might be more disruptive and positive in his team, so he traded him.
Not unreasonable.
3rd down 15 from the shotgun. Stock this time is picked off.
Oh,
wide open. Neil Colsey, the other Dolphin who has become a Buck. And
He's
Colsey
gotta love that.
back inside the 15-yard line. We see no flags.
What a big one. #1 draft choice for the Raiders when in Oakland. Then traveled around, and look at him now. What a play.
That was, you're talking about Thomas, and now Colsey's also another one that came out of the Dolphin corral, so to speak. And this one was not maybe as gentle as some of the others. Colsey and Shula just didn't get along. Colsey has a tendency to have more of a free spirit attitude off the field. Shula doesn't like that. So he cut him loose. They picked him up as a free agent.
And he was here a year before he became a starter when Mark Cutney got hurt in training camp a year ago. Colsey got in there. They have not been able to get him out. Tampa Bay leading 16-10. 9:47 remaining in the game. 1st down 10. The ball at the 14-yard line of Miami. Carver to the outside. And the big rookie thunders his way down close to the 5-yard line. Kozlowski made the stop there for Miami.
Plenty of time, but you get the feeling up here that Miami really needed to do something on that particular drive. They had good field position based on Figueredo's return to the punt, and they had a good turnaround. Now it's Miami with that old.
I agree with you 100%, Don. And you said they'd have to rely on that defense, and they did, and they made it work.
There's Don Strock. That penalty for movement in the line by toes forced him into a 3rd and 15 situation. He had to hang it up for the 1st down. Colsey came up with it. And Tampa Bay threatening again. 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 6-yard line. Dean Sanders in there for Charlie Hanna. Carver has really pounded Bocamper.
Bocamper, good play by Bocamper.
I'll tell you, that's the first call, really, Kim has had tonight. And when he's first reported, as I've mentioned in prior years, from San Jose, top draft choice, Shula said he's the best athlete I've ever had in this camp. Last year, alternated him as a down linesman and a linebacker. This year, totally a down linesman.
Don't you think that might have a little confusion because he's such a good athlete? They really didn't know where to play him. They've used him in both those positions.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl as a linebacker, and then Shula decided they could make a combination linebacker and down lineman on him.
Well, what is this?
That was looked like a little confusion coming in from the sidelines again. I wish the coaches would stay out of it. I mean,
too many folks out on the field for Tampa Bay. It wasn't Doug's fault. He just had too many people out there with him.
Oh, man, the coaches are supposed to do a good job. They should do a good job. They work hard, prepare the team. When they get out there ready to play, let the players play.
Better the timeout than the error. We'll be back. We're back with 8:38 remaining in the game here at Tampa. The Buccaneers following a 51-yard return of an interception by Neil Colsey. Now are threatening once again. The ball at the 6-yard line. 3rd down. This is Mel Carver. Mel Carver gets the 1st down, ridden out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Have to give Carver a lot of credit on that. It looked pretty congested on the outside. He just made his cut straight up, picked up the yardage.
He really picks up speed at the right time. Acceleration. Watch this.
Hey, here's a free agent rookie that's a bit of a surprise. He's performed well tonight. He's been marked, as a matter of fact. Played a couple of years, as we mentioned, out at Las Vegas in Nevada. The University of Nevada at Las Vegas. Dropped out of there and went to a junior college. Here he is in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform, putting on quite a show tonight. Touchdown.
All right. The Bucs can score inside the 10.
And they ran it in.
You just saw Don Strock who threw the interception. The great play by Neil Coles.
Wilder, such a steady receiver, such a steady runner.
A lot of guys in New York and Buffalo happy over this, I'll tell you that.
Good effort there. Good effort.
And Pittsburgh, too, now.
Bill Capice is on for the conversion. And Capice hits the uprights to make it 23-10. A difficult chore ahead for the Dolphins against a very tough Tampa Bay defense. The turnover, the interception by Neil Colsey when Miami was threatening, down by 6 points. Colsey brings it back 51 yards, and the Bucs take it in. They now lead 23-10. Bill Capice to kick off. Fulton Walker is deep. Walker from the goal line. And Walker out to the 26-yard line, taken there by Nafziger. 8:17 remaining in the game.
Oh, do they have to operate fast and without a mistake? And against this defense, I question that it's possible.
Don Strock, not so many quarterbacks, but certainly like to have had that last pass back. But like everyone else thus far this year, in 3 games played, that is, they are having a difficult time putting the ball in the air against Tampa Bay. The total yards in the air, 96 yards for Miami. This one, the eyes were taken off the football by Tommy Vigorito.
Could have been an intercept, too.
It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, 4 turnovers tonight by the Bucs, and yet they're ahead 23-10.
That was by their opponents, Howard. The Dolphins having turned it over 4 times tonight.
I apologize.
2nd down and 10. Movement, but no flag. Strock hits it off. Same play, back to Vigorito. This time he holds on short of the 1st down by a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Not a bad offensive call because he was wide open the play before. He come back, hit it again. Vigorito paid for that, as a matter of fact. I don't think he would have been punished maybe quite as badly had he caught the first one.
Did you do that often when you were quarterback?
Yeah, you do. Particularly, you know, you work hard to try to find a spot in the defense where you think you might be able to work. Just because a pass is dropped, you don't leave that spot. You come back and hit it again.
From the shotgun. 3rd and 2. Fired in there beautifully to Cephalo, and Cephalo will have the 1st down near the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. 7:18. The clock is moving.
That was a beautifully thrown ball.
That's a really good example of the timing of a pass. Cephalo comes down. Strock didn't really wait for him to be open. He threw to where he was going to be open. As soon as Cephalo turns around, the ball is there. And that's just part of getting rid of the ball in a hurry.
It's one of the first times as we look down on that play, if you could have watched it from a wide angle, it worked absolutely like it was
Draw it up.
diagram.
That's right.
There was good protection. The Bucs for the first time giving Strock the time. Cephalo finding the opening spot.
2001, 2002, 2003. That's plenty of time to throw the ball.
Incomplete. Duriel Harris could not stretch far enough.
Quarterback can't ask for more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. There's some patterns that are designed to go about a 3.2, 3.3, but that's getting pretty close to maximum. Most of the patterns that you're going to throw are going to be thrown in less than 3 seconds from the time you take the snap from the center. And that's why you don't really hesitate back there. We talk about nervous feet for the quarterback. Anytime he starts moving his feet, it just takes that much longer to throw the ball.
2nd down, 10. Duriel Harris, top of your screen. the tight end, and Rhodes gets about 6 yards to the 36-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 4.
They've got a drive going, but it's kind of one of those stumbling drives. You wait till the 3rd down before they can make their first down.
And once again, they're in that position. Dave Stalls comes out. In comes Booker Reese, the rookie defensive lineman for the Bucs. 2nd-round draft pick. Third and 4, we'll watch it from the end zone as Strock will put it up.
Thing you want to look for is that what does this quarterback see coming at him?
Vigorito was knocked off as he tried to circle around the linebacker, Scott Brantley. Brantley gave him a little hammer. Vigorito was knocked off his feet. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and I'm sure that we'll see Strock going for it. Down 23 to 10. It'll be 4th down and a little less than 3 for the first. I wonder how many miles Don McKay has paced the sidelines. About 1/3 of Don Coryell, I guess.
All right.
On 4th down, the Dolphins will go. And thrown behind the intended receiver, Harrison, picked off. Picked off Posey once again, his 2nd interception.
He's got to love it. He really wanted this game.
Yep. And I'll tell you, Darrell Harris was open.
He doesn't
that
really.
Ball was thrown behind him.
Colsey doesn't really feel too good about his experience in Miami.
It may be time, Don.
Pardon me?
It may be time.
I'll tell you, Neil Colsey held the ball up in the air, looked over to the Miami bench, and you can't blame him. He feels good about it.
Well, the ball was thrown behind, Frank. You're absolutely right. Colsey happened to be in the right position. It's one of those things, again, it's just a real timing pass. But Neal was in there, good, tough receiver, defender, and he's got to love that. 2 interceptions against his former teammates.
1st and 10, 44-yard line for Tampa Bay. Now they want to work on the clock. Owens piled up, gets a yard.
Well, he was safe.
However, I said they had to operate very quickly without a mistake, and I couldn't conceive of it against this defense as you look at the back of Neil Colsey. And so the quarterback, Strock, made a mistake. Miami with 5 turnovers. Now clearly the story of the game.
Colsey's an interesting story, too. You know, he grew up in the Miami area. They said he came back. He said, you know, a lot of my guys I grew up with didn't turn out to be doctors and lawyers, you know, so they're kind of street kids. He came over here, got married, got a baby, getting his life in shape, and he's much happier, doing a good job.
Owens piled up. There'll be a loss of a couple of yards. Bob Brzezinski across the line of scrimmage. Defensively there for Miami. 4:50. The clock is moving, remaining in the game.
When you look at this game in perspective, Frank, it's as Joe Robbie, the Dolphins owner, told me today. He said, I don't like this game going in. They got to have a win. They're a fine football team. They've had every tough break. They're at home. As again, you just looked at the hero. And there's Shula. And he said, we've won 3 in a row. They're laying for us. There's an intensity in this intrastate rivalry. Take it, Frank.
Mel Carver tries to cut it back against the grain. Gets 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 4th down, and Tampa Bay will have to punt.
And Miami's calling timeout right now with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
But when you think of it, Don, Robbie had a point.
That's a good point.
That's right.
Who all did you have lunch with today? That was a group.
Joe Robbie and George Steinbrenner. Georgie Porgy. Okay. Monday Night Football, special Thursday edition, 49ers against the Rams. We've told you about that. Walsh and his great team of a year ago now seeking to battle back. They're at 1-3, so are the Rams, who just beat the Chiefs. Always a great coastal rivalry. And then Monday night, the Jets, who sometimes look absolutely awesome, loaded with personnel against the Lions, who came a cropper against the Giants by virtue of their own turnovers and mistakes. But still a lot of personnel left. 2 good games ahead of us.
4:12 remaining in the game. Bucs trying to get off the snide. Come coming into tonight, 3-0, having lost to the Jets, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Tommy Vigorito back at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the punt of Larry Swider. Miami now with 2 timeouts, stopping the clock at 4:12. Fine defensive effort on the part of the Bucs tonight. I've said it several times. They came in with the best record against the pass in the short season thus far, allowing under 100 yards to their 3 previous opponents on average. Swider set to kick. Vigorito awaits at the 10. Close. Swider hits one that will get into the end zone for the touchback. And Miami will have the ball at their 20-yard line, and they trail 23-10 with 3:57 remaining in the game. Plenty of time, but it just does not seem that way because they've been so ineffectual.
Pretty good rush that time. You saw a near block, as they say. Big number, Kim Bokamper, number 58, was the guy that came in there, I believe. Came close, but not quite close enough. No cigar. McKay's eating well since he's been down here.
Yeah, he's happy down.
It would appear so.
Yes.
Slightly rotund.
He's like the running back at Oregon.
That stability for even a young franchise. John McKay lost his first 26 games after coming here. There was no panic. Stock back on 1st and 10. Looks into the gap of the zone for Cepolo, and it's incomplete.
I admire Don Shula a great deal. He has a terrific record as a coach, and he's done a lot of things. I really do feel that what he's trying to do right now with Strock and Woodley will not be a really successful venture as the year goes along. You got to pick one of them, and if he's going to go with Woodley, he's got to stay with Woodley a little bit longer than the first half. He's done that the last 2 weeks, and I just don't think that works.
And you just saw David, as Don talked about him.
2nd down and 10. Strock's numbers, he relieved during the second half. Complete. Out to Vigorito. And there is a loss back to the 15-yard line. Andy Hawkins in there defensively. Yet how can you justify, Don, when Woodley was 7 of 15 for 41 yards in the first half?
Well,
should change something, shouldn't you?
Well, Frank, you might change something, but I mean, that's become the accepted pattern. That's the rule rather than the exception. And I really just believe when you go in there and you got 10 other guys on offense, and I really believe in a cohesive unit. I think you've got to develop that early, and wherever you get with it, you go. If you pull a guy, you set him on the bench for more than a half. Set him over there 2 or 3 games.
3rd down, 15. Daryl Harris has the first down unless they rule that he lost it on his own momentum.
He did. That's exactly what he
Norris
did.
Thomas was climbing it back, and I believe he'll get the first down. They mark it out over the 30-yard line. He'll get it by inches.
Let's just take a look, and we'll decide what it looks like. Good move by Harris coming to the inside. He's got the ball, no question about that. What are you talking about, fumble? I didn't see him fumble.
Who said fumble?
Somebody's trying to...
1st down, 10. Stock almost had another one picked up. That was right in and out of the hands of a defender, Andy Hawkins. Hawkins 2nd down and 10.
He's played a good game tonight, Hawkins. He's been in and around a lot of...
Hey, he has. He took over from David Lewis, traded out to San Diego.
Hawkins has done a good job.
2nd down, 10. We have 2:23 remaining in the game.
Some of you might wonder why Shula didn't come back to Woodley. Well, in that case, Don would certainly be right. You go crazy changing your quarterbacks consistently. Destroy both players.
Stock finds another gap and hits Joe Rose. He'll have another first down out to the 46-yard line. Dolphins with 2 timeouts. Heading now to the 2-minute warning. They'll try and get a play off before the 2-minute warning. I don't think they'll be successful.
Well, they're going to make an attempt.
They will not get it off. So they'll have 2 timeouts remaining, 2 minutes remaining in the game, and the Dolphins are down 23-10. We'll be back in a moment.
How many ways can Shearson American Express turn idle cash into working money?
I can do it with the financial management account. It unifies your assets so it can keep all your money working all the time.
I can do it with today's uncommon values in common stocks.
I can reduce your tax burden with tax shelters and tax-exempt bonds.
Let us turn your idle cash into working money.
Call the flagship of the financial world, Shearson American Express.
Joan, where can I find a good stereo for the office?
I'll find out.
Save time and energy. The Bell System Yellow Pages talks when you let your fingers do the walking.
Avon, complete line of office supplies.
Sam's Stereo.
Doctor?
Sam's Stereo. Sensational sounds abound.
That's remarkable.
No, sensational. I'm Sam.
Get the Yellow Pages talking.
Sensational.
Let your fingers do the walking.
2 minutes remaining from Tampa. The Tampa Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, looking as though they will get their first victory of the season, staying alive in the 9-game season that we have coming up, with 8 teams from each conference going into sort of a basketball tournament, if you will, to determine the Super Bowl opponents.
You all just saw Don Shula. He has been uncommonly successful since the merger in defeating NFC teams. What you're seeing here is a rare defeat.
He's been uncommonly successful defeating everyone.
That is true, but he was a great standard bearer and still is for the AFC.
First down and 10. The Dolphins have 2 timeouts. Pressure on Strock. Gets it off, and Joe Rose. On those rare occasions, he doesn't hold on. It'll be second down and 10.
That's what I was talking about. Look at that record.
Did you go down and type that up before the game?
No.
We'll tell you, we've got a staff down there in that truck, haven't we?
I just know my stuff.
You do. I mean, man, you talk about a man who knows something.
On top of it.
He's got it.
Dallas has been very good, too.
Yeah.
The Raiders, if they played every game on Monday nights.
Stock looks it over from the shotgun. Second down 10, 1:56 remaining in the game. Stock looking into the middle and in and out of the hands of Nat Moore.
That's 2 drop passes.
You saw one drop by Rose, then you one by Moore. Hard to believe.
Yes, let me interrupt you real quickly to let you know that this telecast, that we're seeing right here, right now, is presented by the authority, I say, of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. So any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. You got to check with the league before you can do most anything these days.
149.
Third down 10 from the shotgun once again. Strock timed it out perfectly with Joe Rose. First down, 42-yard line.
You know, as an example, I've always wondered why they go into prevent defenses when they've been holding them all night. I'd send everybody to go to the kitchen sink at Strock if I was out there. They don't send 3 guys trying to rush him and drop everybody else back.
Inside 1:30 remaining in the game. First down 10. Strock quickly over the middle. Vigorito trying to get out of bounds, which he should do if he can. And he doesn't. The clock will continue to move.
He may have picked up a first, though.
I love to
About
watch
a yard
him run.
short of the first.
He is.
And somebody is shaken up.
Frank, I love to watch him run. He is so elusive. You think they've caught him, and no, he still goes.
Didn't you tell me he was kind of the contributing factor in their opening day victory over the Jets?
59-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Vigorito
busted the game open.
Is still down on the turf, as is Hugh Green. Now Hugh Green is up, and Vigorito remains.
That figures.
And the clock has been stopped for the measurement. Vigorito shaken up on the sidelines, trying to get out of bounds. Coming up a foot short of the first down. Dolphins have already called a play in the huddle. They are ready to line up, get the ball snapped with 1:09. Because as soon as those sticks are put on the sideline, Jerry Seaman will start the clock. For Miami, next Sunday, they'll take on Minnesota in the Orange Bowl. For Tampa Bay, next Sunday, they'll be in New Orleans. Run down their remaining games for you in a moment.
Two teams that had big victories this past week. Minnesota sure looks sharp against the Bears.
Clock has started. Second down and inches. Strock connects down the sideline to Ceplo. He promptly steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 59 seconds. The ball at the 19-yard line. Strock knows he needs a couple of scores, so one might anticipate he will put it into the end zone on the next play. He has 59 seconds, 2 timeouts. Then, of course, we'd see the onside kick. All speculation, of course.
But I like
he has to be thinking that way.
Yeah, I love the way your mind works here. Frank is into this game. He understands all of that. That's good. He's into facts.
Wise guy.
You know he's into facts.
On first down, Strock gets the ball out complete to Rich Diana, the rookie from Yale.
I wish we had seen more of him.
Hey, he had some record up there, didn't he? The Ivy League. Averaged 187 yards per game as a senior. There's the shot, and it's complete. Joe Rose. End zone, 34 seconds on the scoreboard clock.
There's your prevent defense.
Yeah, I really don't, it's just amazing. They got to have 2 touchdowns to beat you.
So Joe Rose keeps Miami's hopes alive.
He's standing back there. Nobody's even close to him. Wide open.
They don't quit, do they?
Well, there's not anything really very dramatic about that. So they just, get off on the snap and go down there and turn around in the end zone, and we'll throw it to them.
Strock will place it down. And now Miami with 34 seconds remaining on the clock and 2 timeouts remaining. They need a touchdown. First, they need to recover the onside kick and a touchdown and a conversion to pull this one out. And while they get lined up, everyone, the Dortha Shula will be going for this football. I tell you, this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer, who proudly announced the 1983 Buicks. Considering the impressive choice in automobiles they offer you, wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? And by light beer from Miller, everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Well, Von Schaman, like all kickers, practices a great deal. He's a right-footed kicker. And that would mean that he could probably kick at the required distance of 10 yards before it can be recovered better to his left than he could his right. And as you look down on the field, you see a lot of sure-handed receiver types on the kickoff team. They employ them anytime they go with the onside kick. 34 seconds. Miami with 2 timeouts. Bucs leading 23-17. And it's Bobble, and Miami has the football, I believe. Yes, they do. Don't you love it? 2 timeouts in 30 seconds, and coming up with it was Glenn Blackwood. And Tampa Bay is about to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. Oh, wow. Blackwood with a fine play.
You really do wonder how anybody ever recovers an onside kick when everybody's looking for it, as you mentioned.
That's one way you do
Shula never does.
Could have heard a pin drop with that recovery of Miami. Deflected, knocked away. Cepolo saying he's interfered with. And no flags. John Holt with a fine defensive play for Tampa Bay.
Down to 23 seconds.
3 guys rushing the passer. John Holt does a good job. Comes over to the outside. That's nice defensive play.
The man also open was Joe Rose, who has that uncanny knack for finding the opening across the middle. There he is. They line up in a big bend formation out to the right. Screen. Diana, the rookie from Yale, gets the first down at the 40-yard line. Seconds ticking off. Stopped at 12 as Don Strock uses one of the 2 remaining timeouts. The one would speculate, figuring 6 to 7 seconds of play, Miami has a pair to come. Don Strock over talking with Don Shula. We'll tell you, our executive producer of ABC Sports. Of course, is Rune Arledge. ABC's Monday Night Football is produced by Bob Goodrich and directed tonight by Craig Janoff. Fine job, too, Craig. Technical Director Joe Chavo, our Associate Director Jack Graham, Technical Manager Coach Coltrane, Unit Manager Herman Norris, Telecommunication Manager Frank Adamo, Assistant Field Producer John McGinnis and Kim Pelton. Stats and research by Peter Rucco, our spotter from Hall of Famesville, Canton, Ohio, Steve Bazika.
Right to the end. Shula calling Strock over, keeping composed, knowing what he's about, knows he has little, if any, chance, but still giving it all. And on the other side, John McKay, so old and so wise in this business, counting on nothing. Too many shots in the back.
1 timeout remaining for Miami. Going deep. And picked off deep by Mike Washington.
That's 2 for him, 2 for Colsey.
2 for the 7-year veteran from Alabama, and 2 for Colsey, and that finally did it.
Time has expired, and Tampa Bay has won their first game of the short season thus far. And another look at Darrell Harris sprinting towards the end zone, ball thrown slightly behind. And Mike Washington playing the ball all the way. No interference there. Look at it from the reverse angle. Mike Washington having great position all the way. Eye on the ball, playing the ball right here. If anything, getting out of the way of Darrell Harris. And the Bucs have recorded their first win, and for Miami, their first loss. And the Washington Redskins remain the NFL's only undefeated team. We'll be back.
Now, from Buick and your participants.
23 to Miami Dolphins 17. Remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline after your local news, 11:30 on the West Coast, over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about.